Angelo. God.
All right, everyone, welcome to the DM and Friends. And as usual, now I'm remembering, I'm going to play our theme song. Here we go. Hope you guys can hear it. Welcome, everyone. There we go. I just love the ending of this. Man, look at what I love it, dude. Ah. Boom. All right. Welcome everyone to the DM and Friends on our Saturday Hangout session. Man, this mic is right here, isn't it?
I think people like that.
And I, of course, have one of my dear friends on with me tonight. The one and only, the man of many talents. Doesn't even need an introduction. Our very own Stephen Clemens.
The prettiest guest you ever had. The baddest mama jamma ever to be on your channel. And he's right here and he is ready to rock. That boom at the end of your song, that's what happens when your big brain activities get too big. Boom.
Oh, yeah. I love it. Thanks for
up,
jumping on, man. Happy Saturday, by the way.
Saturday, yeah.
Busy man you are. Let's see what we got here. Man, we got all kinds of the chat's already freaking jumping off.
We do.
Let me call out some people that have, and by the way, Steven, it's your job. If I miss any questions or anything, slap me. All right. Number one, guys, by the way, this is also being streamed on Steven's this guy right there on his channel too. So please go over there, and he does some really cool stuff. Check out his channel, subscribe to it, hit that notification button, and check out some of his read-alongs, reviews, interviews. I mean, you do all kinds of stuff over there. So
that's right.
It's definitely worth a look.
And if you know folks, wfriends of yours that won't watch this on YouTube because Google's an evil company, this and that, this is currently also streaming on my Rumble channel. And quite a few folks tune in for it. So that's good. The word is spreading about the DM and his friends.
Yeah. You know, that's funny because, you got a pretty decent presence on Rumble too. So, I also stream this channel to Rumble. It's just to kind of get, things going over there, even though that's not my focus. But dude, you've been doing this for a long time. So you upload your videos over there, all your reviews and everything's on Rumble too, which I think it's a great platform. So, what do you think about Rumble?
No, it's pretty cool. And they don't put near as many hurdles in the way of monetization as YouTube does, because if on Rumble, if you get the views, they give you the cash. Now, of course, there's a floor that you have to hit before they'll disperse it. I think it's like $50 or something. Same thing with YouTube, and a lot of other revenue generating platforms like literary platforms,
analytics,
but if you get the views, you get the cash. And they don't censor, because like I've gotten a content strike from YouTube before. They give me crap about some sound clips that I'll play that are free to use, but they'll strike it anyway. And then one time in, I think it was my review of Body Double, I included a screenshot from the movie with full on tits in it. And they're like, no, you can't do that. Well, Rumble was like, yeah, roll it. So if you want to see my movie reviews with full areola, Rumble.
That's actually amazing. Because, that's funny. I was going to actually, do you think I'll get banned if I show
your tits?
Yeah.
I think they'll probably monetize you harder, baby. Yeah.
You're so stupid.
Harder. Man, we got so many folks up in there.
Yeah. I want to give everybody shout outs. I got, we squirreled on this little, I just, that's what the free flow of this channel. And I, you know, like I said, if you guys, you know, slap me through to get my attention. But yeah, let's go to some of the people that have logged on, which, you know, man, thank you guys for jumping on. Freezer is here. Yes. And I saw a little joke in there too, that you TPK'd him this week. And you were like, don't forget it.
And Matt Sherman.
Matt Sherman.
Hello. Yeah. And my niece and my future nephew-in-law. I was running them through Zanzer's Dungeon for basic Dungeons and Dragons, and I have never killed so many player characters. I ran this thing 12 times before then. This was my 13th time running this dungeon. Never in my life have I killed anywhere near this number, and I wasn't trying. I mean, the two of them can tell you, like, the dice were with them a lot of the times. It's just they were the RPG gods were determined that Freezer, my niece, and my future nephew-in-law were all going to get blood in to Dungeons and Dragons. And Jesus. Totally worked.
So yeah, I'd like to hear more about that in a little bit. I want to hear what it was the dice, whether it was you being mean or, you know, just some bad choices, or so we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, Freezer is here. Valimar Clever is here, and I saw you on Tankar's Tavern. You stated you were coming over here from there, so thank you so much. You know, Tankar does the Gamers Health every Saturday, and me and him work together on quite a bit of things. He's actually going to be on here next Saturday, but I'm trying to start this right after his show and go in and participate. And because I've always been at Gamers Health, I like that. It's kind of a really great community kind, you know, live stream where everybody's just talking about random stuff, and I love it. And that's kind of what our Saturday night is too. So I saw you on there, Valimar Clever, Cleaver, yeah, Cleaver, and thanks for jumping on. Agile, I do see you, and thank you so much for jumping on too. I saw you over there, and love you, buddy.
Agile. Good seeing you.
Yeah, and I found out just recently this is an I instead of an L, so it's Egincium, which I think he said this was one of his characters like 30 years ago or something, and that's what this name is. But good to see you. Greetings, my friend. Freezer says, with our refrigerated beverages. Oh, okay, so that you must have took his beverages out. Matthew Sherman is here. Hi guys. Agile says hi to everybody. Freezer, yo. Dreg is here. Good to see you, Dreg. By the way, Dreg and Mark the Shark, who were winners of the modules, I failed today. Everything is labeled and ready to go, and it's literally still on my table. I will have them in the mail tomorrow. I am super sorry. I failed.
Can't believe this.
I could have said I sent them, but there's a tracking number on all that. So you would
everybody
see
hit the dislike button twice. Make it extra hard. Dislike. Yeah. Everybody.
Yeah. Valimar Clever. It looks like Angela is pronouncing that he likes big TT. What is TT? Goth girls. I don't even know what that means. What does that mean?
I'll explain to you off air
later.
In your Instagram feed.
Yeah. So Matthew Sherman says, was that a WWE promo? You know, it kind of was. You were amazing there at the beginning. I hope you guys all said
people
go back to
the man meat.
Yeah, super crazy. Look at
dude, Angelo.
Let me see that again.
Yeah, but
hey, as a friend, dude, you got some nice biceps there, dude.
But you're like a firefighter. Why aren't you showing off the goods? Or are you like all lean and like not the sexy
I'm lean
because I'm just the pretty muscles. That's all.
Look at that! All the ladies out there. Egincium, you know. If you know. Rather unfortunate seeing that Mike after discussion on the tavern. Yeah, you know, I was the one that brought that up about the Cialysis. So. I thought that was super fun. Well, I didn't bring it up, but I made a comment. What is Cialysis? And then Tankar went into the explaining what it is. It was a big funny thing.
Why were y'all? Never mind. I don't want to know.
So TNT. Oh my God, TNT Tabletop Tavern. Hey y'all, there's no need to fear. Oh, look at the guys here.
Yeah, seeing those guys in the chats. Good seeing y'all again. And they had me on this past Sunday, was it? And it was a great time.
Yeah, I watched that. That was really good.
Yeah, hell yeah. And
I
I'm
was at
not,
the fire station watching it, and that
okay.
was a really fun time, dude.
Yeah, and I'm not just saying it was a great time because they let me talk a lot, which most people, if you let them talk about themselves, they'll think well of you.
Yeah,
But when they had opinions to offer and takes to give, they were good. They were
yeah.
good stuff. Those guys know how to talk. They're interesting. They run a good show. Got a great intro song too. So yeah, no, guys, it was great seeing you.
I think I missed the intro song, but I'll have to go back and look at that. Yeah, that
Good,
was
good.
good. I think we got one call in between, and I had to split, so I missed a little bit of it. But great show, man. Great show. They do a good show over there. So,
Mhm.
and they had a great guest. So yeah. Joshua, yeah. So my ear trumpet. Oh my God, why is my mom calling right now? Doesn't she know that I'm busy with Stephen Clemens? All right, mom, I can't.
No,
I
wait, is
can't hook
that
you up.
mom or mommy?
No, that was
Those are
mom.
two different people.
That was real. That was mom.
Okay, all right.
My ear trumpet gifted a membership to Joshua
Nice.
Kanapeki 665. I hope I pronounced that right. It's hard to
Napkin. Let's
pronounce
go with
things when
that.
there's numbers in it, right? But yeah, thank you so much, dude. That's super awesome. I really appreciate it. And welcome, Joshua, to welcome to the community, man. Death Angel is here too. All right. Agile says, Meyer Trumpet, welcome. Good to see you guys. At Jim, I guess Angela isn't suffering for circular. Yeah, I'm not. Thank goodness. Yeah, that was if you know, you know, guys. Never, yeah. And we'll get to the shirts today. What are you? Well, we'll get to what you're wearing.
Alright.
And this is in honor of you, by the way.
He
If you know,
blames
you
his
know.
addiction to goth girls on me because I sent him
Yeah.
like 6 goth girls on Instagram. He was addicted long before I showed up. Ask him how he demands people serve him the cream in his coffee at Starbucks. Ask him. Ask him.
I got several reels about that come up in my feed every day.
He likes a little something extra in there.
Let me see, Matt. Bunch of platform peeps in the chat. Yes. Thank you guys for thank you so much for jumping on. God, I'm talking about areolas. Okay, guys, thank you. King Yellow, good to see you, buddy. Matthew Sherman.
Oh,
Okay, let
before we
me
were
see.
gone from King Yellow, yeah, Ivan, I see you. I see. Well, you pop up when I'm on a live stream, and then you dodge me the rest of the time. What the hell's up with that?
Welcome, dear. Thanks for jumping on. Muse of the Year. Hello, everyone. I recognize you. You commented a couple of my videos, and we were going back and forth about some stuff. And good to see you. Thanks for jumping on, man. Jay Query, good to see you. Thanks for new here. Came from Tankar. Thanks, dude. That's super awesome. Yeah, we had fun on his stream over there. I appreciate him giving me a shout out to come over here and we're all gonna hang out tonight. Talk some D&D, maybe talk some life. Talk some Greyhawk, talk some of the cool things that are on your plate right now. You got some stuff going on. And those of you guys that don't know Stephen Clemens, he is an accomplished editor. He has edited. Is that the right word? Edited.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, you've done a lot of editing as of recent too, and you got a lot of
Yeah.
projects up right now, which we should talk about some of these. So you started getting the Gothor shorts in my feed. Yeah, dude, my feed right now on Instagram is destroyed. Not that I don't like what I see, but I will say that it's the mixture of cats, goth girls, and I wrote down, by the way, this is my shirt that in honor of you, addicted to the goth girls. I am an old school goth from the 80s that I don't
Show them
dress
the rest
the
of the
part
shirt.
anymore.
Show
What's
them
that?
the rest of the shirt. Show them what's in the needle being injected.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hot goth girls. Miniature hot
Yes.
goth girls being injected
What is
straight in the
that?
vein.
So I guess he's and you can see the whole your crotch, like the needles dropping on the ground, and
Desperate.
it's a little crazy. But yeah, I still listen to the same music from the 80s. That's Bauhaus, Peter Murphy, post punk, all that. But it's kind of ingrained in me. But I wrote down and we'll get to your shirt in a second.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down the last video, not that I got from you, and maybe it was from you. Hey, Al, good to see you. And I have no idea, but this was the title, and I wrote it down because I wanted to tell you what the title was. So, goth girl outfits in jeans, like it's going all over. I mean, yes. So obviously, it went through this one girl going through all her different goth girl outfits and jeans, and of course, I watched it, and of course, I watched it again.
Yeah. And 3 hours later, they're like, "This house is burning down. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?" Yeah, and the Death Angel saying he still listens to his '80s metal, and
Love it.
the girls in the big hair, that was all hot. They knew what to do with fishnets and spikes. I mean, the '80s was some peak stuff. I mean, was it more analog and maybe less convenient than the modern world? Yeah. If you're in different parts of the world, did it suck a lot? Yeah, but it sucks to suck. If you're in America, things were pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, I'm a Gen X to the core. 73 was when I was born, and I kind of grew up. But I mean, we had some great music, great times. Sometimes I get tired of hearing my intro, especially when I've been working on my intro for tomorrow night. All right, that was from Angel Shadow.
Now that I keep getting accused by an increasing number of people of having distorted their Instagram algorithm, I have intentionally started sending Angelo hot chicks that aren't goths. So, you can blame me for something else next time.
Yeah.
But if you're like, "Oh no, I have this corpse bride addiction," well, blame yourself. You're just using me as a crutch.
Yeah. Well, it is increasingly, I think, since probably October, maybe August, September. I don't know.
That'd be about right.
It's got more to my liking. So, yeah.
You're welcome. So my shirt is not that, but it is for a game designer and friend. This is I've worn it maybe once before. This is Larry Wickman as the Midnight Shuffler promoting his game Shuffling Horror. It's a board game themed around horror movies. It's a hell of a lot of fun. I've run it at North Texas a few times and at other cons, and I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
hot on the con scene. So if you see Larry Wickman or GameWick Games, go hang out with him. He's a heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah. That's very
Good
cool.
game.
Let me see. We got a couple people in here. I want to give shout outs. So yes, Gordon Stones, you're here. Thanks for jumping on, buddy. And I do see the one and only DM Leo G-Rod is here from Facebook. Good to see you, bud. Verbalage Von Doom, Verbalitude, and then I don't. Okay, here we go. We got our first question. So, I want to definitely talk about this one. This is really good. So, by the way, I have never seen you on the channel, so thanks for joining, and I'm glad you're here, man. Welcome to the DM and Friends community. This is what we love. We love seeing everybody. Any advice for me? Joining my first campaign since years ago. Will be my first time playing AD&D in Greyhawk. Yes.
Yes. We're doing a 4-gun salute. That is.
Will be a Sulis warrior, fighter, noble. Okay. Well, any advice for me? Would you want to tackle that first? I have maybe a couple ideas.
Sure. Yeah. You specified the nationality and the social caste of the character. So ground yourself in that. Pick a stereotype or two about the Sulawese and make sure to work that into your role playing, into like maybe even if you're not using dialogue when you're describing to the DM, this is what my guy's thinking. Put the prejudices that are common to a Sulawese into that to give them the flavor because if you're not going to bring the flavor of the Sulawese, why bother specifying where you're from? So really play to that. And then you say they're a noble. Well, what kind of noble? We talking petty noble, broke, landless, trying to recapture the glory the family's lost, or are you like a pampered one? Play to that. Now, I think for an adventurer, somebody that needs to prove something is going to be more interesting and more driven, because that's one problem that I think a lot of players run into is if their character comes from sufficiently resourced background, they don't have to adventure, they're just doing it. Like they'll play like, I'm just going to leave, this dungeon's a really horrible place, why would I be here? Well, the game is for adventurers. Play an adventurer, someone who will throw themselves at a red dragon because there's 10 gold on the other side of it or something. So yeah,
Yeah, I love it.
that's what I'd say.
That's
Really
great advice,
bring the
man.
flavor.
Yeah, one thing you can do and go into the and I thought I had it here in front of me, but go into the gold box for Greyhawk and look up kind of some traits for this Sul people. In Greyhawk, there's a lot of mixture of the humans, so there's very few purebred, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. But go in there and check out kind of some. You can pick out some things there. Yeah, number one, a lot of them are very pale skinned, and there might be some prejudice they have, or for some things that happened in the past. So go in and research that, and double click on it, play it like that, or not. But have fun. Bottom line, have fun, man. Have fun. And I'm super pumped for you. So that's really cool. Number one, that you're joining your first campaign and several, since from a long time, sounds like. And number two, you're playing AD&D.
Yep.
And number two, you guys are in Greyhawk, which is, you have hit it on the nose for me. So have a good time, man. Have a great time.
Thanks for sharing that. That's good news.
Yeah, super fun, man. Super fun.
And I see some other good advice in the comments too. So yeah, don't just listen to us. Read the comments from the other folks.
Yeah. By the way, give him some tips, guys. Yeah, I see Dregs answered back. Agile, right, exactly what he says. Just jump in and be you and have a blast. That's super. Yeah, don't put too much on it. Don't make it too complicated. But if you want to grab a couple little tweaky things, do it. That's what it's all about. I would suggest look in the gold box in the Gazetteer. You'll find something in there. Ladies and gentlemen, Blair Blur is in the house. Hey everyone, I'm still working. I'll be back later. Just wanted to say hi. Thank you so much, Blair Blur. You're the best. We all know it. You are the best. A lot of great comments back to and I'm going to mess up your name, Verbutin Von Doom.
Verbutin Von Doom.
Von Doom. Yeah. Verbutin?
Yes.
Yeah. You know me. I'm the king of screwing up names.
German, so that's why that's the pronunciation.
Did we lose you there?
That's how I'm going with it.
Yeah.
For like a second. Yeah. It looked like it. Always.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Kind of cutting in and out. Okay, good. Azrael says, Blair Burrow, love seeing you here. Hope you're safe and well. My sister. Stores and Stones, my favorite. This is one of my favorite Hangout channels. Yes. Let me see. Man, easily play this. So, okay, here we go. There's something from Dreg too. Wow, he did a really. Dreg's always got some kind of. I think he's like I don't know where he pulls all this stuff from. Easy play a soul fighter with a Viking sword, long sword, or even Scottish broadsword. Yeah. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna try to get through. Fugile One is here. Good to see you, buddy. Mr. Rourke is here. Sparky, good to see you. King Yellow. Okay, I'm gonna try to get through. Just checking to help. Fantasy Games. DM Greg is here. He says, I wish I could stay. Have a great weekend. We are all addicted to goth.
It's a spreading contagion.
What the hell? Love you, buddy. DM Greg, I know you had some stuff going on. If you want to, yeah, thanks for checking in, my friend.
Good to see you, Greg.
Um,
And Greg, I believe it was Greg that dropped in the comments about the moving to Japan post I made, that
yeah.
he
Let's get to
said
that.
that you two were gonna come and hang out,
Yes.
pass out on my floor so we can play games all the time. And I'm like, all right, floor con, we'll do it. Now we only have room for one game at a time, so whatever someone's running, you're stuck playing it. But
Yeah.
we all going to be in it, and there's a limit of like 8 people, because I'm pretty sure my wife will let me shove any more than 8 people into whatever apartment we wind up with.
Let's do it.
So
We'll do it in Japan.
yeah.
So I mean, that's interesting, because I was gonna, I've kind of known that you were doing a job switch, and you were, if you want to talk about it, you went public with it, I guess,
Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
a
heck,
couple
I
days
announced it
ago.
first on this live stream week, 2 weeks, something like that ago. But yeah, now I'm blowing this popsicle stand of Florida and headed across the world to the southernmost prefecture of Japan, Okinawa. So I'm going to go look for the Kaiju King Caesar, because he had the best design, but he was the lamest when it came to a fight. Got the least amount of airtime. And I've already connected with some of the gamers over there, and one of them, I believe, is who's been in the chat here before, Raspberry Belay, told me that Shellback Bow was somewhere in Japan. So Shellback Bow, I've seen you here tonight. What's up, man? If Raspberry was right and you are in Japan, drop in the chat where you at. So maybe we could game together sometime. But yeah, I'll be there
Yeah,
for like two to
yeah, he's
five
over
years.
there.
Oh, he
Yeah,
is?
Shellback is a pretty live on the Discord channel.
Okay.
By the way, you guys that don't know this, there is a Discord channel associated with this YouTube channel, and a lot of us are over there, just hanging out and talking a bunch of crap and talking about D&D too and other games. But yeah, I'll put that link
Man,
in here too.
and Freezer
Okinawa,
already
dude,
busted my
he said.
chops about when we doing Star Wars WEGs, lads. Man, dude, I just ran you through your first game of basic D&D. Let me move before I kill you in space in a galaxy far, far away. It'll
Well,
happen though.
when you do decide to run, and I think that was one of the first conversations you and I ever had, was
I
our
think it was.
love
Yeah.
for D6 Star Wars. And yeah, whenever you do that, count me in if it's possible.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I love that game. I can't get enough of D6 Star Wars, man. That is fun times.
Okay, I see Shellbacks and Yokosuka, so that's up on the mainland I'm tracking. So that's cool. And that's all right, man. And I see another person was like, Okinawa, he wants to do a dojo tour. Well, Okinawa is where Mr. Miyagi and Shotokan Karate came from. So, yeah,
Daniel-san.
that's right. So
Yes.
I believe it was Karate Kid 2. Mr. Miyagi allegedly
They
went
went
back
back,
to
yes.
Okinawa, but that was filmed in Hawaii, so that's not Okinawa. But
Really? They
from
filmed it in Hawaii, huh?
everything I've read, though, is that Okinawa is Japan's Hawaii, and it's better, as in it's actually affordable. There's more to do, and you can get to it way easier. So yeah,
I'm gonna put the
sounds like a winner to
Discord
me.
server in here for you guys. That's the link. That's the invite link if you guys want to go over there. Yeah. So, how far is he from where you're gonna be at?
Probably about 2 hour flight, 2.5 hour flight. Yeah.
Okay.
So unless we were like really powerful swimmers, it's it's a weekend. And
Yeah.
me and the wife plan to go to Tokyo, so we should at least say hi. If not get a game in, that would be even better if we got a game in. And man, the comments, but apparently we kicked the hornet's nest. These people
Yeah.
are alive.
Well, so speaking of movies, and you're a huge movie buff because you
Oh yeah.
review. I mean, and it's funny. I don't think you discriminate on genres either. You do a lot of, holy cow. The chats went nuts.
Yeah.
Drake says I prefer Taipei to Tokyo. Okay. so interesting. Like last night, try to go out to dinner on Friday night and then do something after, or even if I just come home and watch TV. But last night I saw the Michael movie.
How was that?
I'm going to tell you guys honestly. I mean, I'm a product of the 80s. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
Gen X, and for those of us that lived through Michael Jackson in the 80s and the boom, Michael Mania or whatever they called it, it was big. It crossed over every, I don't know if the right word is genre or group of people. It just, it crossed
Yeah.
over, if you like into goth music, you like some of his songs. Even
Everyone likes Thriller. Everybody.
everybody liked a lot of you know what I mean? It was you could not like Michael Jackson in the 80s. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it was
I'm
just
gonna
good.
say I'm going to say that that was probably one of the best movies that I've seen in a long time.
Wow.
I suggest everybody go out and see it. I really, really do.
Well, he's got such a interesting story, and I fell for the and Moonwalker is a weird movie, but it's cool. It's really cool. And he was in that, like Michael was in that.
Yeah,
And he was like him existing was good for race relations in America because he gave
yeah,
something for everybody to like, and we could be cool with each other. Things were getting better until some people intentionally made it worse. And he was a big part of making things better.
yeah,
He gave us something that we could all enjoy. And boy, the hatchet job they did on him when he decided he wanted to be his own man and not be run by the labels. Um, he was almost big enough to fight the machine and win, but they
yeah,
took him down. And to the best of my knowledge, and feel free to correct me, but he never got convicted of anything he was accused of. But the slander worked, didn't it? It made a lot of people not like him anymore. But I'm pretty sure he was innocent of all that stuff. There was just some really bad people going after him. And it's terrible. It was
yeah.
terrible thinking about the last days of his life, like the amount of stress that he was going through when he brought so much joy to so many people around the world.
Yeah.
It's staggering. I mean, what a life.
Well, one thing about the movie, whether you liked him or not, the movie was good, and it wasn't because I feel like I go to movies now, and you're either getting preached at about something, you get
Hmm.
preached at about something, and I go to movies to escape, not to think. I guess is that the right word? Is that the right kind of? I don't need to like,
Yeah. Yeah.
try to. Oh, you got to feel bad about this.
You
You know
want to
what I mean?
enjoy something. That's
Yeah,
what
and
made movies popular. It inspired people.
and it's funny. I have a buddy who's in the film industry, and he's actually going to come on here. He's a huge lover of D&D, and he talks about because he's a movie maker, and he talks about you just want to go to be entertained, and that's where the skew of movies has gone. Is I'm going to go there to be educated or to be told that I need to view think a certain way. Well, that's not what think about Raiders of the Lost Ark. Think about movies from the 80s or movies we love. You went there to get entertained. And I was actually entertained in this movie. You know what I mean? It was a PG-13 movie. They kept it very, very clean, very there was things they were talking about, and it was really just about his life. And it was very, very interesting. Starring his nephew. I don't know who that was that played him, but he did a damn good
I think
job. His
so.
moves, I don't know the behinds of it. I didn't look into it at all before I went into the movie. So I guess that was a question from Valimar clearly. Yeah, Michael Jackson starring his. Yeah, I guess that would. I mean, it looked just like him. So
Well,
super crazy.
thanks for the confirmation, Sparky. And
There you
Elvis,
go, Sparky.
that
Yep.
was a guy who his management ruined him, but he didn't. I don't think he fought them. They indulged him and drugged him so much. There's this thing about celebrities. They get a handler and they get drugged into compliance, and the ones that fight back, magically they get accused of all these awful things. Wow, it's almost like there's a plan to keep them in line. Yeah. Well, that's great that that was a good movie. And like Thriller, the music video, I was just doing I was editing my review of American Werewolf in London earlier today, directed by John Landis, and I was looking at John Landis's credits, and he's a legendary director. He directed Thriller, and I was like, oh well, he had the best of the best working on this music video, and that's
Yeah.
why it slaps to this day.
Yeah.
So good, man.
So
Good years.
while you were talking, I had to answer the phone from my mom. She literally called me 4 times in a row, which is not like her. I said, "What is it?" And she's like, "I sent you a text." I said, "Mom, I'm on a live stream right now." I should have put her on. My mom's a sweet little Italian lady. She's the best. So
Well, but
anyway.
since people are mentioning Elvis and we had brought up the issue of Japan, so like over here, my public persona involves suits and ascots, and I'm thinking it's time for a new look. And that when I go to Japan, I might go Elvis impersonator, and we'll see how that
I love
goes.
it.
My wife has been warned, so if you tell her that, she'll be like, "I know," and
Yeah.
she's okay with it. Yeah, because Elvis was a king for a reason. His music's still good to this day. Um,
Here's a funny comment from Dreg. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I want pictures or I don't believe you. How's that? Dreg says he always thought the Cat Lord from Monster Man 2 looked exactly like Michael Jackson when he was a kid, but now I think it looks like more like George Michael.
Yeah, that's a thing. No, I see what you're saying now that you mentioned it, Dreg. Let's see. Oh, but so see, we've got some other folks talking about what movies they've seen. Shellback, you got man, it's been a minute for you. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, good movie. And with the kids, so as part of my ongoing education effort of my niece and future nephew-in-law, um, and to refresh my memory for upcoming gothic movie talk I'm going to have with Chris Holmes. I made them watch the original Wolfman with Lon Chaney from Universal Studios, and they had never seen it before. They had no idea. So I'm introducing them to other good stuff. I put on the nephew-in-laws to watch list Kung Pao Enter the Fist. So I'm gonna educate them right. And
Okay, so
Godzilla minus zero. That's good stuff. Sorry.
somebody requested to call. Hey, Mom, are you there? Can you show me your face? No. Please tell everybody you said hi.
Hi, Mom.
Everybody.
She's not going to show her face.
Hi, Mom.
So I just want you to know you're live right now on the internet with about 3 million people. Just say hi and say how much you love your son.
I love my son a lot, but not enough to show my face.
We love you, Mom.
I love you, Mom. Bye. I'll call you when this is done.
All right. Well, I'm gonna just let Louise know that.
Okay. That's too much information. I'll talk to you. Yeah, no, we don't want to hear that.
Okay.
Bye. Love you.
3,000. Bye.
All right. Bye. Okay, there you go. Don't dare me.
Oh yeah, and Sparky mentioned Graceland, Elvis's home turned museum. If you've never been to Graceland, it's legit worth seeing. It is wild. I would love to have that place. So the Top Gun movies, good choice there. Easy my son, and yeah, hey Angelo's mom. Everybody's saying hi to your mom.
Hi, Mom. That's funny. I was gonna bring up the monster manual here, the Cat Lord. I need to see this picture. If it looks like George Michael now, I don't know. I can see the Michael Jackson resemblance, but
Kind of looks like the son of Sam.
oh God,
That's really what it looks like.
Yeah.
We'll get him to Big Trouble in Little China there, Easy my son. We're gonna get him there. Also loaded him up with Bubba Hotep because I reviewed. I also edited my review of Phantasm, directed by Don Cascarelli, who also directed Bubba Hotep, one of my favorite movies. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm glad.
Yeah, a lot of chatter about.
Stuff.
So, what's some movies you guys have seen recently that you enjoyed? Who's been to Graceland? I've never been there. Yeah.
Oh,
Were
dude,
you ever a big Elvis fan?
Oh yeah, I've got like 3 of his albums. Listen to him now, and I mean he was before my time, but quality's quality. And I've been to Graceland twice. The first time I went, I was back on mid-tour leave from Baghdad, and one of the women that I came back to see, this hot blonde, took me. And then the next time I went, I was taking, I think, my now wife, to go see it, and it was I was impressed both times. It was still good stuff, and like the museums they have to go with it across the street from the house, totally full of cool stuff about his time in
Yeah.
the army and other parts of his history. Oh yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some
So
Kung Pao and Bubba Hotep stuff, man.
to Japan,
Yeah.
people are finding out through your posts on Facebook, and I'm sure your closest, there's a group of people that know. Are you excited? Are you a little nervous? Are you looking forward? I know you and I have talked a lot about this in the past, and
yeah, you gave good life advice on how to handle it too, and how to approach it mentally, and to help the wife figure out how to handle it. So no, Angelo's a good dude.
it's a big decision, man. Really big decision.
No,
Yeah.
I'm all for it. And
Yeah.
well, so it was a waiting game of several months. Okay, well, I applied for a bunch of jobs because my wife's health got so bad she couldn't work anymore, so I needed to replace her income. I applied for over 170 jobs after I'm already working at a job, but the money wasn't great. Benefits are good, environment was good, but having a positive work environment doesn't pay the bills. Um, and we'd have been okay, but if we had like two emergencies, like big ticket emergencies come up, we'd be screwed. Not probably like three anyway. Um, and so I started applying for jobs. The first one to get back to me at the end of January was Japan. And then 2 days after the job announcement closed, they contacted me for an interview 2 days later. And then 2 days after the interview, they offered me the job.
Yeah. And then you got like 50 other job offers, right?
Yeah, man, dude, I had to start turning down interviews because I was like, what is it? Who are you people? Because I was already taking so many of them. And I was just shotgunning it all over the place. I was talking to like people in
Well, that's what you
California,
do.
in Ohio, which I consider its own circle of hell. But I was willing to do it. I am not in the military anymore, Agile. I was in the army, and rather than stay in and be promoted to captain, I would rather have slept under a bridge. So the military life is not my style. And Sword and Stones,
You were
I'll
in for
figure it out.
several years, right?
Yeah,
Too.
3.5. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you did a second. You re-signed once.
Oh God, no. You couldn't talk me into staying in once I figured out how much the military life sucked.
Yeah.
But
by the way, he goes into a lot of this during I hope you guys know this, but Steven, when I started this channel, was the very first person that I did a one-on-one interview with, which thank you so much for that, because that was so much fun. And it really it was very cool, very, very cool. And so he kind of talked about kind of his military career in there, which was super awesome. If I can find it, I'll put it in the link, but maybe if you go on to my channel or his, you probably can see the link. Yeah, but anyways,
worth a watch. A good interview. It's totally good.
Yeah, super fun.
Let's see, 18 Foxtrot. Okay, you're one of those people. But yeah, so
he was definitely he was big military guy.
So they wanted me bad because it's a hard to fill position, and I'm kind of an expert at it. So it's like getting like a good NFL player that like got hurt and got cut, but he's back at it to like coach your little league. Like obviously you're going to go for that. And so, yeah, I interviewed at several other places and got a couple more offers, but they lowballed me. And I'm like, no, I'm not passing up Okinawa to go to Ohio for less money. I'm not. Now, the barracks bunnies I never messed with. I went for higher quality trim back in the Army. And but so yeah, I got that, and then it was just an issue of several months of working through paperwork and passing background checks, this and that. And this upcoming week, movers are going to come get the stuff I'm going to send, because I own this house. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to eventually come back, and I've already moved a bunch of relatives in who have guns, so don't try anything with them. And then gonna go see the folks in Tennessee, because I may never see them again. They're old and in not great health. They might die while I'm there, because I'm gonna be there for at least 2 to 5 years. And then
Yeah.
about 3 weeks in, gonna fly on over there. Now I've got HR people arguing over how they're gonna get me there, because one of them wants to give me the gold glove treatment, because I could quit and leave, and then they'd be up shit creek.
Yeah.
And the other one's like, no, let's do it the cheapest way possible, because he's not going to leave. He's going to take it just like everybody else.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But yeah, no, we're stoked. I'm
Yeah, that's
super
super
excited.
cool, man. Super cool. Yeah, I'm super pumped for you. Super excited, because I know there was time where you're like, I'm not getting any responses, and yeah, it's a waiting game.
Oh, yeah.
Super waiting game.
Oh, yeah.
But it panned out. And you're a good guy, and
Thank you.
it's-
And because of the time zone differentials, I'll still be able to do live streams with Americans, y'all's Friday nights and Saturday nights. So if we've talked about doing Discord games before, we'll still be able to do it. And if you're one of the folks that's in Japan time zone, we we just need to set up the time and we'll be fine. That'll
yeah,
all be good.
yeah.
Oh snap! We got Demore Seth in the chat doing a Hail Caesar. Salve Magister. Welcome, Eselius Magnus. I know this guy from back in the day, and we
Oh,
did a
that's
bunch of
awesome.
stupid stuff together. But he's awesome. Yeah, no, he's a cool dude. Yeah, it's good to
Oh
see you,
man,
bud.
thanks.
And I didn't even know if
Thanks for
you're,
jumping on, man. That's
yeah,
awesome.
didn't even know you're into gaming, but maybe you're just here for me, in which case, thank you. And
Yeah.
all the soldiers we used to kill, um, recently that came up in conversation, Eselius Magnus. So your story has been told, and I'll leave it at that. Oh snap, we got big dog Joseph Block in the chat. Watch out.
Joe blocked Greyhawk Grognotter's here. Thanks for jumping on, buddy.
My man, what's happening?
Yeah, that's yeah. So he said your buddy Demo Rick Korf. How do you say that?
Dimor Seth. I think he
Dimor
got it
Seth. Okay.
from the Count of Monte Cristo. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh well, thanks, man.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
heck yeah. Yeah, I think I think that was a super pumped for you, man. Super pumped, and you're still going to be doing it, because I mean, like right now, I know and if you want to talk about this too, we can. I know you're doing a whole bunch of editing right now for different projects. Yeah. Are you still going to be able to continue doing that over there with your full time? Okay,
that's it. Yeah, no, I'll still be able to do that stuff, and because email has knocked down any barriers to that being a problem. So if you're interested in working together on something in the future, I'm still available at the same points of contact. And I'm still like perfectionist and drop everything else I'm doing to focus on whatever project that I said I would work on, and just burn all my free time until I get it done. I was still going to do that. And I know like Freezer, we're working together to up the presentation quality of his Legacy of Kain World of Nosgoth RPG. We're going to keep doing that, and eventually I'm going to work on his what is it? Kingdoms, his tactical strategy / role playing game, and Kingdoms of Oblivion, I believe it is. I haven't
he's working
played
on
it
that
yet.
right now. Yeah, that's super cool. And you're helping him a lot on kind of polishing up certain areas, or
haven't got to that yet, because I'm working in, everything else I got to do with, the doing that, because it's a passion project for him. He can't charge money for it because he doesn't own the property rights to the Legacy of Kain series, but he makes a much better game than I think the people who are going to do the Morkborg hack of it are going to do. And yeah, Kingdoms of Oblivion, that's it. So we're going to take care of the Nosgoth thing than the Kingdoms of Oblivion game, which sounds super cool. And I could be wrong, but from talking to him about it, sounds like it reminds me of the Sega Saturn game Dragon Force. If any of y'all remember that, and that's, I think, widely considered the best game on the Sega Saturn, where you get to have battles and you get to do role playing. You get to do both of them.
Yeah. Whoa, we have an intruder. Whoa, we got an intruder alert here. What is going on? Intruder.
Oh crap, it's him.
Intruder
it's the boss.
Alert.
I'm not here.
Give it. Yeah. Okay, let's turn off our videos. Here, let's turn off your video. Turn off your video.
Now Minimar's ours, so it's just him.
Yeah, I bet you he is he's trying to sync his audio. Turn off your video.
While we're waiting on that, big thanks to D. Morsef on plugging my books, because I know that he's read them. Call Me Tennessee and Memphis Dirty, Tales from the Dirty South. Thank you, bud.
Well, you got some killer stuff over there. I mean, even the
Here I am.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Joe.
Hey.
The Joe.
Yeah.
What is happening?
What's the hats, Joe?
Well, speaking of Steven doing editing work, we just finished the backer kit for the new Mad Archmage level that he edited for me.
Hell yeah. And it's a good one. And I've shouted it out on every live stream I was on, my man.
Yeah, we definitely been mentioning that. That's and it was successful too.
I don't know what 1,700 over 300 works out to in percentages, but it really blew through the goal. So it's the first time I've used backer kit. It's weird compared to Kickstarter.
Did you like backer kit versus Kickstarter? I see a lot of people are kind of moving or testing or whatever.
Yeah, the only reason I did it was because they were doing a mega dungeon month.
Yeah.
I'm on to that. But no, I actually prefer Kickstarter. It's a little more straightforward for an old person like me.
Yeah. I was just listening to This Old Dungeon. The new episode just dropped, I think, yesterday, with Lou and Bill Barsh and Edwin Nagy. And Bill was just, if I remember right, was just complaining about how backer kit, it's not hitting for him like he expected it to. And he's seen it work for other folks. I think it's worked for him in the past. It just, something didn't go right this past time.
Like its big attraction is you can do add-ons, right? You can add on all kinds of, and with my model where everything's fulfilled through drive-through, I don't need that, because you can just add on whatever you want when you get the book. So the big appeal doesn't really hit for me. So I don't know. I'm probably not going to go back unless they have another like special month or something. But it was informative and it got a bunch of attention from Mad Archmage, which is good.
That's good. And so, like, if we can ask, how is the performance of this backer kit relate to your last Kickstarter for a comparable product?
That is an excellent question, and let me go on to Kickstarter and answer it for you, because this raised about just over $1,700 for the module, which.
It was a print on. It's going to be a print on demand.
It's all print on demand.
No overhead for you on that.
Yeah. And let's see, because the comparable one, I guess, would be Musicland, and that was a special thing. I don't really have anything because I don't normally have to crowdfund modules. Because there's so little overhead for it, and I don't really need to, and I don't like to do the crowdfunding unless I need to. This was only because they had the Mega Dungeon month. Okay. And I had been literally working on this thing for like 10 years. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, this is my excuse to get it out and finish it up. And that was the only reason. So the only other module I ever did was Musicland, but that was a special, it was like, it wasn't print on demand. It was a special print run, and it's so
I
don't really
kitty sighting.
Yeah,
we have kitty sighting.
I see the familiar.
If y'all have
If you
never
have.
heard of Music Land, his adventure module, you go into the demi-plane of music, and it's
Yeah.
like you're going into the platonic world of music, like the ideal forms. And so Joe's interest in philosophy really pops up there, but it's a really cool module. And I think that might have been the first module of yours I reviewed and interviewed you on.
Yeah.
So if your interest is piqued, it's inexpensive enough to grab off of a drive-through without a lot of thought. But if you want to see more about it, just check out my review of it. It's a cool
Both of you
module.
guys give me the links to the video, and then give me the link to you the video and you the drive-through if you can. And I'll throw
Dance
it in
monkeys, dance.
Yeah. Yeah. So would you think would you call Kit a little less user-friendly? Is that kind of
Absolutely. There's more to it. So
Yeah.
if you're really familiar with it, I'm sure all those extra bells and whistles are meaningful. But for me, even just figuring out how to do an update, it took searching. And then you have to set all this
Interesting.
stuff up to do. There's a lot more labor involved. And I'm sure it pays off for the people who are familiar with it and who need all that.
Yeah.
I'm just sending out emails with links, and I don't need all that extra stuff.
Yeah, I mean, so definitely a learning curve then. So
very much so. I'm very sure I have not. I mean, you can't even set up, at least as far as I can tell, you can't set up your backer survey until the thing ends, and then it has to be reviewed, and it's just like, oh my God, really?
And the fact that you've probably done 1 million Kickstarters, it just was like clockwork, probably going
exactly.
through
I
that.
know the Kickstarter process at this point, and this it just kept throwing me off every time I wanted to do something I thought was simple. It's not simple now.
You guys, I just put the link into Steven's review of that, so go check it out. Mark it, bookmark it, do whatever you need to do. But that number one, but number two, go in and also subscribe to his channel and just check out some of the cool shit that he does over there. I think you got a really great vibe, and you cover a lot of ground. You're not just doing videos on one thing. You have a really wide scope of knowledge and entertainment over there.
Appreciate it.
If you want to be entertained by him reading a book and looking all dapper, you can do that. Or if you want to learn about something, definitely go to his channel. It's definitely worth a watch and a subscribe.
Shellback Bow, no, that is not true. Backer Kit is a competitor to Kickstarter.
Yeah, and
they're not associated at all.
No,
right?
not at all. And it's funny because Valimir Cleaver, can you bring up Valimir Cleaver's comment? Because there's actually a funny thing associated with that.
Okay.
About the cartoon.
Hang on. Okay, and then this I just put in the link to your drive-through for Music Land. Who was it again?
Valimir Cleaver.
Valimir Cleaver.
He did a comment about the cartoon.
Valimir Cleaver, where are you, buddy?
Like
there he is.
Freezer has definitely watched that video because he is like quoting the Music Land review at you and asking questions.
So it's very funny that you should say that the silly symphony about the musical instruments, because when I got the artist, I actually sent him stills from that as inspiration for what I wanted the music, the living musical instruments to look like. So yes, that is exactly the inspiration for the look of the thing.
This is and by the way, another comment from him. Just subscribe to your channel, Steve. I'll check it out after the stream. The thumbnail link video makes me think of BFRPG. Nice.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And so Ilginsium, I know that's an I. I know that's an I.
Ijimissan.
Ijimissan. Yeah.
Ijimissan. Because I'm studying Japanese. That's what I'm thinking it says.
Yeah,
He said I was close. So
well, he told me on the side that this is that was the name of his first character that he ever had in gaming. So it's stuff.
Was he playing Bushido?
Yeah, answer if you can answer that, that'd be awesome. I think he was. I can't remember what system it was. I want to say it was D&D, but yeah, let us know.
I was making a joke because FGU did a Bushido game set in medieval Japan. So that's all.
And you played it and were mildly disappointed by it, weren't you? Oh no, I was thinking my friend Pat. My friend Pat went and played it. I think it.
I enjoyed it. I played it once, and I enjoyed it back in like 1983.
He just played it at TotalCon, and it wasn't as good. It was fine, but it wasn't as good as he'd hoped for. And man, the comments are just nuts.
Yeah, they're I fall behind. I'm really sorry, guys. I am the worst.
How could you keep up with this?
I'll squirrel and look at these guys.
I just added it all to my channel, so my people are starting to chime in. It looks like.
Yeah,
good to see you.
Yeah. So Shellback says, who's doing fulfillment for Kickstarter? Who's the fulfillment company for that?
There is no single fulfillment company. It's just whoever does the Kickstarter is responsible for fulfillment.
Yeah.
Kickstarter is just the middleman to get the crowd and
they get the money
to the people, and they take the cut. Yeah.
Yeah, first edition OA. That's what I thought. I didn't want to say that wrong, but I thought it was Oriental Adventures that he was playing. CNC is the best edition of D&D.
I will mildly.
I'll disagree with that.
Well, I'd say our Adventures Dark and Deep is, but okay.
I'll say AD&D is. How's that?
Agile
Monk says Joe Block should be hired by Wizards of the Coast to write all Greyhawk material. His works are the best I've seen since Gygax and his team.
And Agile Monk is a stalwart of the OSR.
Yes, he is
everywhere.
He is one of the biggest supporters of this channel and a stand-up individual, if I might say so myself.
Oh man, we got an edition war going in the
comments. We go.
Yeah, here we go. Let's do it.
Well, one thing I was wanting to talk about
was
inspired
I wasn't supposed to be doing the edition thing until tomorrow with Joe and Eric.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I actually watched the video the rankings that you did for that, and I have to pull the screen up again, but I know you guys are going to talk more about it.
I just got so pissed off by Esper the Bard. I could not.
Yeah,
could not do that. I mean, it's a great topic to have. I don't know if you saw it, Stephen, but they're ranking.
Oh, I saw it.
Yeah,
I've watched all three of theirs: his, 10 Cars, and Joe the Lawyers. And Joe, I appreciate that you broke out AD&D 2.5 as its separate thing, because it really was.
Yeah.
And I found that in the 0.5 editions of the games, they're usually worse. 3.5 was an improvement. 2.5 was bad.
Right. And 5.5 is
2E did not need fixing. 5 could use some fixing, but not like that.
Yeah, fix it in the opposite direction.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah.
And somebody asked if I'm going to have that at Central New York, my game, and yes, I will. I'll have a table. I'm running games, and I will also have a table where I'm selling some stuff, and I'll sign autographs and all that good stuff.
Yeah. So your rankings, I will say where I kind of differed a little bit was I did put AD&D way at the top. I think that's that's there, but I would probably bump down the 2024 version of 5 down even further.
Yeah, it's officially 5.5 now,
or whatever it is.
Because
I think they did take a step back a little bit. I do agree with you too about the advantage and disadvantage. I think that's a great mechanic.
Yeah,
and it can be ported into any game. Yeah,
if you work out the math and you know what the percentages are by doing that, works out to be. Yes, but you can't just use advantage and disadvantage everywhere. Otherwise, it can really skew things. But if you know what the math is, it is a terrific mechanic if you apply it when it should be applied.
Yeah. Well, the way you could do it is, you could say, hey, you know what? You guys have not had a rest in 24 hours. You're now making saves at a disadvantage, or I mean, I think that fits really well into AD&D. You know what I mean? You could do that. I don't personally do that, but I could see that mechanic is, it's pretty universal. You know what I mean? I think that's one great thing, but yeah, I mean, you guys played a lot of second edition, right? I know you did.
I played a ton of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My mother's
In
milk,
college
right?
and in the Air Force, that's all we played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, I started in AD&D, so that has you can't blemish that for me. That's, you know what I mean? So, but the second edition, when it started coming around, we adopted little things and still played it in our first edition game. Like, you had the Rangers source, splat book, and I never really used kits, to be honest with you, but ideas out of it we pulled into our game. So
I loved kits. I've used them all the time because they were little things you could do to customize your character, but not so much as like 5e goes off or 3e went off the deep end doing. There were little adjustments. Now some of them were garbage and some of them were awesome. So there was like so little quality control done on what got published.
Yeah. It's funny because when I don't know if either of you remember the old AOL chats, but
of course, yeah. I mean,
there was an enormous Greyhawk community on AOL,
huge.
Nice.
And I remember doing kits for every country for every class. So there'd be like a Kaeland Ranger, Allmore Paladin and stuff, and I don't know if I don't think I did everything, but that was, I was working towards it, and other people were filling in.
Ferriondi and the Shield.
Yeah, exactly. And all that stuff just got lost. Nobody that I am aware of saved that file section in there. But everybody, Eric Mona was in there. There was just tons of people just keeping Greyhawk alive, because that was the long dark night of the soul for Greyhawk. Was at that time, and it was a very vibrant community, and all that work just disappeared when they shut down AOL because they didn't tell anybody. It just one day it was gone.
It was gone. Yeah. I almost consider that as one of the golden eras of the Greyhawk community. You know what I mean? I feel like there was so much involvement there. I mean, would you guys agree there as far as AOL?
I wasn't into Greyhawk because I think the Greyhawk Time in the Sun had passed just before I got aware of Dungeons and Dragons. And so when I came in, Greyhawk was being run into the ground. And later on, I found, the Greyhawk Adventures book, and I was like, well, this is actually pretty cool. And so I didn't mess with it, so I can't speak to that one.
Yeah. I mean, I think somebody on there said it was only around for 3 years, but man, what a 3 years it was.
It was only around for 3 years. It seemed
at least that's what Shellback Bo is saying. I thought it felt longer, but it is entirely possible. Of course, those were the days when you had to pay for dial-up. It was AOL was not free. You would go on. It was like $6.50 an hour, and you'd log on or something. And I remember when CompuServe was $12.50 an hour. This was in 1985, and you would have a book for every city, and they'd list out the phone numbers that you had to call. And if the one was busy, you'd have to call the next number down on the list.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And $12.50 back then was like $50 an hour today.
Yeah, that was real. But it was cool that was even possible.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and so
then there were BBS.
Were you guys big into bulletin boards? I was.
I did the BBS thing. That was a brief window, because there was that one window between CompuServe and regular internet, and that was BBS's. That was big when I was in the Air Force. Was like and lived in Boston after college, so it was like the late 80s, early 90s. That was like the heyday of the BBS's, and then they were eclipsed because we had because the internet just put them out of business. But that's where, what was that one? They actually bought like they made $1 zillion, and then they bought a stadium or something. It was Golden something or other.
Wow.
I don't know. Somebody in the chat might know.
Yeah. Well, it was, and the stadium still is around today. And I think they now have a website or something where they turned the BBS into it was like a porn website or something. It was a porn BBS or something, and it made $1 zillion. And in that 5-year period. And
Yeah.
oh, man, I wish I could remember the name of it, but yeah, so there was a golden period of BBSs. I remember there was one where it was like this game. The BBS was only a game, and you were like going around trying to collect gems, and every once in a while the server would crash. And if you were no, that was a good thing, because if you were playing while the server crashed, if you logged on right away again, all the gems reset. So you could go and get all the expensive gems if you knew where they were. If you happened to be playing at that time, you would like run around getting all the the diamonds and stuff. It was just a funny little thing.
Yeah, I used to play a lot of Trade Wars. If you guys remember that on the on BBS. Yeah, that was
I remember play-by-mail, like actual play-by-mail.
Yeah,
stamps and stuff.
I only ever read about it in magazines.
Star Master.
Oh yeah.
Wow, we got a couple people here from Australia. Awesome.
Yeah. Wow.
Awesome,
And before we go further, Krieg Herzog, I'm going to pray to Jesus for you because of your opinion is so wrong. I'm concerned about the eventual fate of your soul.
Okay,
about
I need to know what he said.
Oh yeah, pull up Krieg Herzog's comment about second edition. It was.
Yeah, I saw that. I almost flagged it to come on here.
Something I gotta say to the grognards that like love 1E and just hate 2E with a passion. The only thing 2E did was just clean up the rules a little bit, because a lot had happened, a lot of development had happened, and so it just reincorporated and just slightly polished things some. I mean, it was in the hands of Zeb Cook. You can trust Zeb Cook. And 2, they changed the names of the demons and the devils because they were under actual threat. People were coming after them to shut down the company, and they came up with an alternative name for these things that then enabled lore being built upon. Why were they called this versus demons and devils? Oh no, they made a more interesting story and it had better rules.
I'm not sure I'd call the Blood War a more interesting story, but
Blood War is awesome, dude.
I mean,
demons and devils going after each other for eternity? Hell yeah.
I would, if it was me, I would have done a shift from law versus chaos to good versus evil, and that would explain why devils are considered like fallen angels, and they look more angelic because just in their design rather than I would have taken that in a different direction, more mythic, I guess. But as far as the mechanical differences, I will agree in presentation that 2E was pretty vanilla in terms of the art and everything. In terms of it's smooth. It's too smooth. But in terms of mechanics, you can play a 2E module with 1E rules and vice versa. There's no difference.
The differences were I mean, the similarities were greater than the differences in 1E and 2E.
And they were totally cross-compatible.
You can play 1E with kits and it will work fine. I like kits. I loved kits. And I will say the best supplement book, not a rule book, but the best supplement book to ever come out of TSR period the end is Monstrous Mythology. It's the blue book.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
I still to this day, that's one of the few 2E books I still have a hard copy of. I use it constantly. It gives like clerics and deities for all the humanoid and demi-human races and a lot of monster races. It's just so useful.
Oh yeah, it is. And like the write-up on the Elder Elemental God is so evocative. It's vague, but it's threatening, and it's really cool. And so yeah, it covered a bunch of the demonic demigods as well. No, Monster Mythology, that is a must-have. That's probably their best religion, fantasy religion book I can remember.
Monster Mythology, and then and I think there was so much good. I think there was a lot good that came out of 2E, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. I loved playing it, but in terms of it just feels it's too polished compared to 1E. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In terms of presentation, the rules were fine. The rules, didn't, they fixed initiative, which needed fixing. I still didn't like the skill system. It was still.
Yeah, I think it was needed. It wasn't needed. Yeah.
But just the presentation, the color art was nice. The black and white art is kind of just too plain. But I disagree though with Herzog that it wasn't good because of that. I think
you had art.
I enjoyed playing it.
No, wait a second. 2E had Brahm. It had Tony Deterlizzi. It had the Horsemen of the Art Apocalypse, Easley, Parkinson, Caldwell. It had all those guys.
Caldwell's one I don't like, and I'll tell you the reason.
Oh, you're going to pick on one. All right, fine.
No, I'm specifically because he put in an otherwise serious piece. Caldwell. No, wait, no, not Caldwell. Who am I thinking of? I forget which one it is. That puts in like one of the characters will be goofy with crossed eyes, or there's one of the artists who does the black and white stuff, and it's not Clyde Caldwell because he's awesome. But one of the black and white artists that was big in the 2E era, he'd just throw in these goofy characters in an otherwise serious piece, and it annoyed the hell out.
Kind of went to a weird.
That,
I know what you're talking about.
Jim
What's
Holloway.
That? Yes, Holloway.
Now he did a lot of basic stuff, though. Are you sure you're blaming the right edition? I don't remember a lot of Holloway in 2E.
In the module.
I could be wrong.
In the modules, I do. I seem to remember. Maybe I'm misremembering though. I don't know. I remember seeing those, goofy little characters, and it really took me out of it. 2E
Ravenloft took its direction from Stephen Fabian. Stephen friggin' Fabian. Dude.
I'm not knocking 2E.
But y'all are saying the art's bad. Well, which art? They gave you every kind of art you could want, and you're complaining about it.
Well, then you had art. Well, I guess this isn't really considered Scores of the Slavers. I guess that was considered first edition, wasn't it?
It was a compilation for
and then you got the horrible art that was in there. I mean things like this. I think you remember this?
Oh, yeah.
Well, from a distance, it looks good. From a distance, it looks like somebody's.
Well, that's where they transformed. They tried to doing that weird. I don't know what the heck they tried doing, but anyways, artwork. Hey, so there's a really great question, and that is coming up a second time.
You don't want to keep up with the fist fighting in the edition.
No,
well, get Joe ready for his live stream tomorrow.
I'm prepping.
Hey, you guys are going to have fun tomorrow night. I can't wait to watch.
This is the first of 3 live streams in 2 days. So
yeah. So there is a question that came up from Verbuiten von Doom, by the way, first time watcher of the show, and appreciate you having on here. He asked, he stated that he's getting back into D&D and he's doing a AD&D first edition campaign with somebody, and his character, and it's in Greyhawk, which, kudos on a lot of things there. And Stephen and I already answered the question. But I'd love to hear your take on this, because he's saying he's going to be playing a Sulis, a noble fighter or something like that, and he asked for like tips on how to play this character. So I recommend checking the goal box.
Arrogant.
Out.
That's the one word you're going to use, is arrogant.
He came up in here real quick, Joe. He says, so I referred him over. Said, check out the box set and look under the Sul portion there to learn a little bit about the culture, and refer him to that. So blah blah blah. So he's mentioning he's got a copy of it. He's checking it out. But yeah, talk a little bit about the Sulis.
If you're looking for a detailed account of the Sulois, it's Scarlet Brotherhood. They have an exhaustive history. They go into all kinds of things about society and so forth, because it's not just about the Scarlet Brotherhood. They are the Sulois supremacists, pretty much.
Yeah,
they cover a bunch of stuff. And if you're playing a Sulois character and you really want to lean into that, then that is the source book you want to get. You might also find a lot of good stuff in the Elric of Melniboné books, because the Melnibonéans are sort of analogous to the Sulois.
Yeah, they're all they're very pale skin. They're albino.
Right,
They
pale,
have
pale
very,
skin, silvery blonde hair, arrogant sons of bitches that have a lot of magical power. So yeah, you're going to find a lot of parallels there.
yeah.
But that's
yeah,
that's it. And in Greyhawk, there's very few pureblood Sulois anymore. Mostly inbred with Iridians and that kind of thing. So
there's a lot of cross
exactly.
contamination there. As far as nobody's purebred, I think in Greyhawk. I mean, there's no, you know.
Well, you get some, like in the Thilronian Peninsula, the Viking type barbarians. They're mostly pure Sulois. There's a lot. The Duchy of Ten is pretty much pure Flan. The Baklunish, obviously, but there's some in there, but mostly it's a mix of like Sul and Iridian and to differing degrees.
Yeah, I think you can get. He says, "Awesome, thank you." And we kind of, before you got on, we talked a lot about this, but I will say that's something I didn't even think of referring him to is go on and I think drive through. You can get a copy of.
Absolutely, it's certainly available as PDF. I don't know if it's print on demand, but it's definitely PDF.
Yeah, I think most of everything now, a lot of the older stuff is on there.
Yeah.
So
some of the PDFs, as I understand it, are not
they're
best
subpar,
quality, but they're legible.
Yeah.
Well, since we got a lull, another shot at the 1E fanboy. What are you mad that
By the way, what's everybody
2E
drinking?
has a functional psionic system? Is that what you're mad about?
No, I agree with Gary Gygax, who invented the game, who said that he regretted including psionics and that it belonged more properly in a science fiction game.
If I wrote psionics like he did, I would regret it too.
Well, because 2E gave you a
Steve Winter.
Scion class, didn't they, or something like that?
Yes,
Yeah.
and Steve Winter did a great job making it work. It's my favorite class. But so what's everybody drinking? Well, I've made it through a few things. I made a gin and tonic using kumquat juice instead of lime juice. I finished off my gooseberry wine. There wasn't much left. And a friend had brought over some Chardonnay from the Pacific Northwest that I was about to start on. So
my usual Coors Light.
I was gonna say I'd give away a free first edition module if somebody could guess what you're drinking, but I guess you blew it. Here, one of these guys right here. And I just got the standard non-killing you bourbon. So it's called a Kentucky 74. I agree with a lot of your list. I just would have kicked down a couple things. I do like OD&D, and I do. You made a comment, and I'd love to hear your opinion on this, Stephen. I've ran a lot of games in OD&D. Did I learn OD&D first before first edition? No, I did not. I didn't play it. That wasn't the first thing I bought. It was first edition. Even though the first game I ever played, we didn't even have the rule books, didn't even know what we were doing. But OD&D is tough. You're right. But playing another system, then going to OD&D, and then you're like, I can understand.
That's pretty much it. Because if you're playing OD&D with the supplement books, mechanically, it's not too far away from AD&D.
Yeah, it's super close. Yeah.
But it's just
a couple little nuances.
It was actually the first one I bought. I bought the white box before I played, and because I'd been playing war games, so I'm a war gamer. I know what I'm doing, and it was impenetrable to my 13-year-old brain. But I bought Holmes Basic, and then it all it clicked, and because Holmes Basic is so well structured for teaching you how to play. It's funny. I ran a game where you guys are going to hate me for this. I ran a game where one of the paladins rolled psionics in OD&D. That was tough to try to figure out. That was pretty tough because I play. I'll allow it if you make the roll. And he was a very kind of a low. I think I can't remember the word they use for your attack, whatever, or your psionic level, your psionic ability. I think is what they call it. And he had a very low, so he couldn't do a lot of things, but kind of opened him up for attacks, really more than anything. But that's just it. So the way 1E psionics is structured, it's only useful against other people with psionics. So
it's a really bad system
or something. It's
Like,
fine.
they should just left it out. It did. If something's going to be that clunky and unwieldy, just don't. Did you need the page
Apparently,
count dedicated to it?
the
Yeah.
only reason it was included is because a bunch of guys drove to Gary's house and asked him to include it. That's the
Really?
story
That's the
I
story behind it?
heard.
I
And
remember Stephen Marsh said that he came up with it, so maybe there was some friendship thing. Like maybe he was
I
like,
don't, yeah,
"Oh, you should really
or maybe
add it."
maybe Gary asked him to do it. I don't know what the whole thing was, but and in fact, because Adventures Dark and Deep does not have psionics, I had to invent the Psychic Strike, which takes the place of the one attack form in psionics that would affect non-psionic people, because otherwise you're robbing like demons and devils or Tenari and whatever
Yeah.
of a very powerful attack. So I had to add that in to make up for the fact that I don't have psionics, because otherwise I'd have to redo all the XP, and I don't want to have to do that.
Yeah, RPG Grandma Science confused a lot of people from first edition AD&D because it was a terribly written system. Those people did not go on to read the second edition, uh, Tackling of Psionics, which just made it a proficiency check. It's just an ability check with some rules. So it's less
Yeah.
reliable than Magic, but I keep hearing the tired old line, everybody's, all psionics are overpowered. They got to be banned. Oh my God. No psionic can replicate the power of a fireball.
No,
A
see,
third
for me,
level
that
spell.
is not my issue with psionics. It's superfluous.
Yeah.
It's just you. Why do we need a parallel magic system? Even if it's less powered, I don't care about the power level. Why do we need it?
Why do you need more than one dimension? Why do you need more plane of existence, Joe?
Well, because I don't want to live in flatland.
Okay, well,
There
I
you
don't want
go.
to just
Same thing
use.
with psionics.
I don't want to just use
I
arcane magic.
I had to slide that in there.
I don't want to just live in. I don't want to just
high
deal
school-
with divine
the high
magic.
school literature.
Why can't I be my own power source?
Yeah.
Why can't I be touched by some madness from beyond? Why can't I do that?
You are
In
you
the
say
game.
that like it's a what if.
You know, hot take is that once the Far Realm got introduced to D&D, and how it can mutate everything, and yet humans can crossbreed with pretty much everything. We're originally from the Far Realm. Saying it.
Wow.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Somebody did say in here, what is it? Tommy LeBlanc. Yeah.
Yeah, but how's your day going, Joe? You doing all right?
I spent my whole day getting a lilac bush for my wife, and
Ooh.
then I spent the rest of my day doing videos. And
Nice.
well, it was weird because Joe and Eric tease me because I do my videos a little farther in advance than they do, and
Joe was bitching about that. Yeah,
yeah, he is. He hates the fact that I don't do them like the day of, and I'm doing a series. I'm starting a new series of videos for my Greyhawk stuff, and by accident, I just kept talking, and I did like half of the top topics that I was expecting to do a whole series on. So I just chopped it up into 3 videos, and now I've got all my Greyhawk videos done for the end until the end of May.
What are you going to do with that free time? My God.
Make my my what do you call it? Starbase Nerdtron videos.
Ooh, oh yeah.
I did one last week. I actually resurrected the channel again.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm doing all the Star Trek classic Star Trek episodes from start to finish in broadcast order. So I did Man Trap and next I'm doing Charlie X. Neither of which I like a lot, but you know.
So here's another Rex Young 206. By the way, I should give shout outs to some people that I haven't seen on here in a while. Rex Young, I think coming from your channel, DM Grandma's here. Rimstock, that's probably from you, Joe. But thank you guys for jumping on here. This is a Vault of Yesteryear. Yeah, a bunch of people on here. If I missed you, I'm sorry, but thanks for tuning in. Yeah. Yeah, so somebody talked about unarmed combat in first edition. I'm just gonna drop that in the chat right there, and I'll be right back.
I'm gonna say it is as incongruous as psionics. It is just plopped in there without any context, and it's for no earthly reason. It's its own system, which is completely divorced from the other combat system. I just in Adventure Dark and Deep, I just made it a regular melee roll. And in fact, Angela, you're gonna like this. I actually used Boot Hill as my inspiration for how I handled unarmed combat, grappling and pummeling and stuff in Adventures Dark and Deep. That the inspiration for that was Boot Hill, the original Boot Hill.
Wow.
But no, you're not going to get any argument from me about 1E unarmed combat sucking.
Yeah, I think it sucks, but I've used it, and if you use it over and over and over again, I think it kind of it irons out. I generally, as a DM, like I'm pretty raw with my AD&D, but if it's hey, I hit him inside the head, I'll just put a D20 roll on there or something.
That's exactly what I do. It's just
it's
a damage roll, and there's some, if the guy you're hitting is wearing a lot of armor, there's some negative modifiers, and just there's some damage. That's as it should be.
Running the Rule Cyclopedia edition of Basic for some of the folks in the chat for the past several weeks. They have it in Zanzer's Dungeon written as roll an attack roll, D4 damage, done. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Much. None of the one thing I do remember as being weird from 2E was like there was a special chart you had to roll on to see what you actually did in unarmed combat, and sometimes you might not do any damage, and you do a haymaker or rabbit punch or this. And I was like, what is this? Why
is
can't
that
I just
criticism of 2E? I hear.
Yes, it's true. It's true. Well, I mean, no edition's perfect except for Rule Cyclopedia. But it was a strange table. Why can't I just make an attack roll, do 1 damage plus strength modifier, and be done? Why do we have to complicate it? Well, because I want to grapple. Well, I don't want to be grappled.
I want to grapple the basilisk.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to grapple the ochre jelly. What do I do?
You know what, DMs? You can just say no. Your attack roll represents what you do. You can put whatever flavor text you want on it. It's going to have the effect of this much damage. That's what it's going to do. You can make the call. No one can stop you.
Here's something for you, Joe.
I like them both. So I don't think apparently, there's stories floating around, but I think it's just a case of parallel development. I know Straczynski got salty because he said he pitched a space station show, but they say it was already in development before then. So I think it's just parallel development, and both shows are amazing. Deep Space Nine is my favorite Trek ever, even better than Next Gen or the original series.
Good one.
And Babylon 5 is one of the best TV shows ever, period. And I'm not gonna choose between mommy and daddy. It's just...
So here, if you were transported into the world of D&D and all fantasy games and had to make your perfect character as yourself, what would you choose? Race, class, multi-class if you want, etc. You want it, you got it. I know what Steven's answer is. Go ahead and give me that answer.
So I'm going to give you 2 answers. One, when I actually did this in game, and one that I would have a preference. Psionic's my favorite class. I would like to do that. And I've got enough of a background in meditation, things like that. I think I would have a reasonable shot at it, given the right circumstances, and that it would actually work. But one time back in the day, me and some friends made ourselves as 0 level characters, and in the real world, the Miss of Ravenloft came and got us, and there we were, 0th level.
That's so cool.
And we ported our own like foibles and problems. Like one of the guys was diabetic, so that was a disadvantage he had. So we got an advantage to like go with that, add flavor to the character. And I wound up becoming a magic user. I think that's what, and a Dark Lord at that. But then one of my friends wound up becoming a paladin and was my eternal enemy. So that was interesting. But no, I would totally human. I'm a human supremacist. Don't even apologize for it. And psionic. That's what I would go. That's what I would do. I'd probably focus on, let's see, psychokinesis. I like that. The moving things with your mind. That's what I would start off with if I had my druthers. But any of them would be good. Any of them would be cool. Any of the main disciplines.
How about you, Joe?
Well, I'm going to go with Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory. I want to be Gygax, the 27th level warrior mage with the 18th with the 18th level, a class 18 soul sucking sword.
Why wouldn't you?
Well, my answer, I've said this on the show before. I'd be a human paladin. I'm lawful good in real life, so yeah. I think I'd stick with that. I don't know what god I would be tied to in Greyhawk though. I really
I don't know which god I would be.
Yeah. Oh, what god you would be.
Well, see, a cool thing you could do is if you were a psionicist and so had like that kind of mental discipline, you go into the plane of limbo and then you can forge your own demi-plane out of sheer will on it and make yourself your own little godling. No worshippers required.
Yeah. John Miller Philosophy says, those are great comments, guys. John Miller Philosophy says, as much as I like to play AD&D Raw, the initiative rules twist my mind into the interdimensional wormhole. Yeah, it's funny. David Prada, do you guys ever see his write-up on doing initiative in AD&D? It was like a 27-page combat
it's got
tracker.
the big flowchart thing. Yeah.
I don't remember there was a flow chart, but there was 27 pages of.
They did it on Endworld. And there was like this ginormous flow chart to go.
Oh, okay. Maybe I haven't seen that, but I don't think that anybody plays AD&D Raw Initiative. I don't think it's possible because
it contradicts itself.
Yeah, it does, and then I don't think a lot of people realize this too. It's a D6. And it is side initiative. I think it's side initiative too. So, and a lot of factors come into it. But the way I play initiative, and I'm super anal about it in my campaign, I got a D10. I factor in casting. I factor in, and I've adopted something from your system, Joe. I'll tell you in a second. But
you're using the weapon speed. I know what you're going to say.
Well, no, weapon speed is that's. I'll tell you what I adopted. But yeah, I use weapon speed. I use to hit adjustments. I also use, obviously we all use surprise, but it's a D10 and then movements, weapon speed, and spell casting, and just add it, and it's individual initiative. But what I have incorporated, and I think is your for Adventures Dark and Deep, for some reason I always added a 5 weapon speed for a bow or anything thrown. I've thrown that out and I've used a 0 now.
Yeah.
So does that make sense? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know exactly. But what I do is it's just you roll a D10 to determine what segment you're going in, adjust for dexterity, add your weapon speed or your casting time and segments, and that's when you go and you just count, and it works like a dream. Everybody thinks, "Oh my God, he's using weapon speed." No, it's just another number on your sheet. It's no more onerous than having different weapon damage. It's just another number. And
remember, some people can't handle THAC0, which is subtracting from 20. They can't handle it. So depending on if I've got,
but when you're subtracting a negative number, then it gets weird.
Well, if you subtract a negative, then it goes up.
I'm being facetious. Yeah.
I know, but if I've got the right players who are like actually know the rules and are interested in following them and want to get into it, I would totally do all the weapon speed, this, that, and the other. But if I don't have those people, side initiative, D6, who goes first?
I do side initiative for the monsters. I just all the monsters go at the same time. Just because it's, I'm not going to roll for 10 orcs. That's just not going to happen.
Smart. Yeah, it's my current group, my Greyhawk campaign, Hommlet Dark, that I run every Wednesday. They're all
good.
Number
More
crunchers.
Hommlet.
What's that?
More Hommlet.
No, they're not.
Why are you doing Hommlet?
Yeah.
For the love of God.
Why aren't you in the bone marches?
Well, they started in Hommlet. I think they're now on the Wild Coast in Palmares right now. But it's moved quite a bit. But yeah, I love it. But these are all number crunchers, and they love adding. You know what I mean? So,
what do you are you doing any of the 3 orc stuff? The fire hose that 3 orcs
not at all.
is doing for Hommlet?
No. I ran it out of Village of Hommlet. Started with TO. Matter of fact.
There you go.
T0, your module, and that brought them to Hommlet for a reason, and then all things happened there. Yeah, you need to, when you get some time, check out my blog, Mr. Greyhawk. Mr. Greyhawk. Yeah. But anyways, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I just wasn't sure if you were using any of the, because there's so much of the 3 orcs Hommlet material and Nulb and everything. It's
I have enough.
Yes.
I have enough. It's in T1. You know what I mean? Yeah, I flesh it out the way I want to. I get people are adding to, and Hommlet and Verbabank in that area is really getting flooded with stuff. Like, to me, it's information overload.
Exactly. That is exactly.
But some people like it, and I'm not trying to knock people. I'm just saying, for me, it's not. I'm a very low prep DM. Boom. I just need to know what's happening in the area, what the NPCs' names are, what their motivations are, the factions that are in the area, and the rest of the players will tell the story. You know what I mean?
And it's funny because I was actually planning on doing some more stuff around the Temple of Elemental Evil, and then 3 or 4 people just started publishing mountains of material. I'm like, I'm out. I'll do something else.
Well, I mean, it was a starting point for a lot of things. So, I mean, obviously it's, and I'll say this too. It's, when you think of Greyhawk, you think of, I bet you the most, not information, but I guess people's knowledge surrounds that province.
Well, so many people started with the
So I think it's a natural, like, think of the Shieldlands. What do people know about that? Not a lot of people know about the Shieldlands, or I was
going to do one that, when you're done with the Temple of Elemental Evil, it would be a bridge to Lost Caverns of Solchkonth.
I remember you talking about that.
No slave lords. It would take you from
straight from there to there.
Elemental Evil to Solchkonth.
Yeah.
It would be.
There's a connection there, though. There's a connection.
There's a lot of connections there.
There's a huge connection there. Yeah. So,
but that's on indefinite hold until people stop doing Temple of Elemental Evil stuff, because I don't want to get lost in the flood of noise. Honestly.
Yeah. There's a lot of, wow, man. There's the comments went crazy. Cody KNR is here. Everybody's saying hello, hi. I want to go to a comment that somebody said when I said Paladin. Dragon Magazine did a brilliant article called "The Plethora of Paladins." I've talked about.
Yes, I remember that one. Yeah.
I've talked about this rim stock so many times on the show, because I will tell you that issue, and I just so happen to have it right here, is one of my favorite issues in Dragon. This is issue number 106. It does have that article, "The Plethora of Paladins." I pronounced it correctly, guys. The plethora, right? Or the plethora? No. Anyways, that article's in here. I love it. And it does have the different types of paladins for every different
right.
Just and I'll tell you guys what, in my campaign there was a lawful neutral paladin. We used it out of this. So fun stuff. If one thing I love about AD&D is, pull some of the cool stuff out of Dragon Magazine in there. Yeah, that's what I love about it. So but anyways, so that's that article that he brought up. I just wanted to bring it up. And
I mean, I honestly don't see the point of having 9 different paladin classes. That's, having one that's completely oppositional to the lawful good paladin. I did that with the Blackguard. I can see having that, the anti-paladin.
Yeah.
They did that anti-paladin, I think it was in 29 of Dragon.
Something like that. Yeah, it was done a couple times, I think.
Yeah, and, I can see that because it's archetypical. But having 9 of them, that's what the Cavalier is. You know, if you want a lawful neutral paladin, you play a cavalier, and you don't have spells. Okay,
Call it a day.
Ta-da!
Well,
Exactly.
they're a little OP too, because if you like, for instance, the Lion, which I know the most of because I did have a player that was running one, and matter of fact, this is the third that I've had over 40 years of DMing. Playing, players play this, and at high levels they start being able to cast magic user spells from from their god, and that particular, the Lion, the lawful neutral one, which in this case he was a lawful neutral of St. Cuthbert. It works really well for our campaign, but they don't start at being able to heal. They don't have the ability to the Holy Sword ability. They don't have. There's a lot of give or take. So they're not really a paladin. You know what I mean? They're not, and they're stripped of a lot.
So
of
they're a
those abilities.
subclass of cavalier.
That could be that's a really good way. I never thought of that, to be honest with you. Never thought of that. Yeah. And the Lions they're nasty. First level to get to second level, they're 5,000 XP. They're a super tough class to play. But and they're D12, by the way, hit die. Anyways, but I love this, and also this magazine too. It's probably my favorite cover art from Parkinson. Yeah,
probably. Yeah. I think he was probably the best of the Four Horsemen. Him, Elmore, easily.
Oh, I got to go with Elmore.
Caldwell.
I got to go with Elmore or Caldwell. I mean,
I think Elmore is probably the least technically talented one of the group.
Really?
But even him, well, if you look at his compositions, they're simpler. There's not as detailed. They're not as complex. Now he would whip any one of us even today when he's like old and doesn't care anymore. He's still like it. This is like who's the tallest giant is what we're talking about at this point.
I loved Elmer's work. He was
And then I would say like Caldwell and Easley are tied, though Easley could really make some bad stuff. Like the cover of Thieves Challenge 2 was an Easley, and it's terrible. And there's this dragon off in the back doing this. There's no dragon in the module, and I know they've just recycled the art they already had for a bunch of their more generic stuff, but it was not a good composition.
Which one did the covers for Dragonlance?
Elmore.
That's where
Elmore.
I get my love of Elmore was from.
He's great. But if you look at Parkinson, his level of detail is, I think, the most superior of the four. Though all of them are great. Don't get me wrong.
And it's funny, I forget which one it was, but several years ago, I went to one of their websites because I was thinking about commissioning a piece, and on there, there's like a little disclaimer says, "I like painting pretty women who have large breasts and are scantily clad. If you don't like that, go somewhere else."
That could be any one of them, dude.
I know. I don't remember which one it was, but it was like literally this. That's
D&D was better when there was big old honkers and metal hair on their women.
Oh my God, metal hair. Yes.
Bring it back and see what happens.
Proud little thief. That's what I have hanging up here.
And I think now Elmore, or not Elmore, but Larry Elmore. At this point, he's retired and just paints what he wants to. So if he'll take a commission, he's going to give you the FU price of like, 10 grand. Yeah, I'll do it for 10 grand, maybe. And if you pay his price, then he'll do it. But Caldwell might still be hireable because he's still active and manages his site, and I just love his stuff.
Yeah. You guys were pretty big. You know, one thing you talked about, you talked about Dragonlance. I never got into Dragonlance. I read the novels, the first 3 or 4. I never got into any, and I never read beyond that. Never really got into the modules, to be honest with you, even though I probably have every one of them. But I never got into that world. I know, Joe, you were a big fan. But,
definitely a big fan of it back in the day. I just thought it was just so well put together. The novels, the world itself. The modules were very problematic because of the obvious, what happens if Raceland dies in DL2?
Yeah.
You need him in DL3. so he's coming back. And that, in fact, I did an interview with him not too long ago, and he acknowledged that was the problem, because they were blazing the trail. They'd never done this before, so they didn't really have answers to that kind of question.
And I can be very forgiving because that was brand new stuff. But I tell you what, the first edition AD&D hardcore or hardback Dragonlance Adventure book, that thing is an awesome setting book, and the unique classes for Kryn, the unique races for Kryn. I would run a game in that
with the magic users with the different moons. No, that was so very, very well done.
I don't understand why they never made a movie about that.
They did.
Well, I mean, the first that one, it was like the first
animated movie. I loved that animated movie.
No, it was good.
I did.
Why did they not make a live action movie?
Ridiculous. The voice cast on that.
I loved that voice cast.
Who played who were some of them? I remember their
Kiefer Sutherland.
He played Raceland. Yes.
I mean, we could stop there, but no, the list goes on. And it's a ton of them. And my wife is summoning me. I have to go. So don't trip on it. Don't. Oh, hello. This is my wife.
Hi, wife.
Say hi to Joe. Say hi to Angelo and everybody else. This is the beauty of it.
And all the 3 million people watching right now. Yes.
The 3 million people watching you see your purple hair now. That's very nice.
I'll put on my Kauai face for Hawaii.
Yeah, there you go. We've been to Hawaii. It's all good. Yeah. Okay. Well, this pretty woman is summoning.
We might have to pull a short out of this one, Steven.
Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, man, thanks for coming on.
I'm probably going to go too because it's been a long, long day.
All right, you guys. Yeah, I'll stay on for a couple minutes here and close up. But thank you guys so much for jumping on. That's what this is. The Saturday night hangout. As a real quick before you guys all jump off, as you know, we are streaming from Stephen Clemens' channel here. If you're not a member of his channel, go on there. Check out some of his cool shit on there.
Check out both of their channels. Sub to both. If you're watching this on mine, do both of them. Like, subscribe, do the whole bit.
Folks on Rumble, go check them out on YouTube. They're worth Google spying on you. Believe me.
The DM and Friends, Stephen Clemens, and Greyhawk Grognard. You can't miss us on YouTube. So
come on, Joe.
Yeah, do that.
The one thing I will show though is my shirt.
No.
Look at that.
For those who know,
it was only bad for one attendee. Just one. Everybody else had a great time.
I love that movie. My God, I love that movie.
Christopher Lee was so good in that. I gotta go. Quit dragging me back in.
All right.
I have one final question for you, Steven.
Yeah.
And I'm just joking. Take care, man. I'll talk with you later.
In the chat. It was great talking to you, even the ones I argued with.
Nice. Bye.
And Greyhawk Grognard, you guys be sure to. We were talking Greyhawk tonight, and I will say this, and I'm gonna make you blush, my friend, but he is one of the biggest. If you want us to talk about knowledge in the world of Greyhawk, go to his channel, guys. Check out all of his freaking videos. He goes into deep dives into all kinds of cool areas or things, situations, timelines, deep dives into all kinds of just avenues within Greyhawk. Go and check his stuff out.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what, he is in the top 3. And I won't name the other 2, but he's in the top 3. If I ever have a Greyhawk question, I ask this individual right here. So,
thank you so much.
Yeah.
And Fracking Cylon, before I leave, I'm guessing the question mark is what my shirt is. It's there's a movie called The Wicker Man. Look it up. And with that, I shall take my leave. Have a great night.
All right, man. Take care of yourself. Have a good one, dude.
You too.
All right. Very fun. Very fun. Yep. He says here's you say Greyhawk Grognard is my spirit's animal. I love it. Yes. Very cool, guys. Thanks for those 2 dudes are they're definite friends, and we have a lot of good times. Stephen Clemens, if you go to his channel, if you've ever seen some of he's an intellectual and does some really great deep dives on modules. Also does some really cool movie reviews and read. He's got a whole. Well, let me show you real quick. You guys all can still hear me, right? He's got a read where he read through Roleplay Mastery by Gary Gygax. So this is a quick example of some of the things he's doing over there. So if you ever you kind of can put it on in the background while he's reading, me and him are actually going to go through chapter to chapter real soon here and reference his readings and go through this book, which I think is great. I mean, there's some. It was written a while ago, okay? So there's some really great stuff in there as far as for role play mastery for DMs and players. So he did a whole series on that. So you guys should go check that out. Audio is loud and clear. Good. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, and I'm gonna stay on for a little longer and just probably babble. I'm sure it's still streaming on their channels, even though they left. That's how Restream works. But yeah, check out his stuff. And then, obviously Greyhawk Ragnar, he's been around for a long time and he's one of the authorities, I would call it. That was the word I was looking for, was authority on, in the world of Greyhawk, and very old school, very, he gets into, he's written some stuff for 5e and kind of converting stuff into some of the newer, NSR, if you want to call it that. But really his roots are, the gold box and the folio, kind of like mine. So we're definitely lovers of that world. So let me go to some of the comments here. For Buten von Doom. Thank you for hospitality, kind sir Angelo. Yeah, you come back, man. I do live streams. God, I do them 3 times a week now. And I'll tell you guys who some of the guests are coming this next week. I'll tell you guys now. How's that? I was hoping to do a show on Monday. I have to work at the fire department, a shift that night. So I'm not going to do a May the 4th, which I was hoping to, because that is, obviously that's, May the 4th, Star Wars. And I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So I was hoping to do a show, but I got to do that. So I'm not going to do one this Monday, but Thursday I'll be back. And gonna be doing I have Jim, and I'm gonna mess his last name up, but Jim Wampler, is that how you say it? Those of you guys that know who he is, he's a really cool dude. And I know he pronounces it a little different. I just always call him Jim. But he's gonna be coming on, and we're gonna be talking some of the old days in D&D. So that'll be a fun show on this coming Thursday. And then we're going to do a live stream next Saturday. And exactly after Tenkar Tavern's Gamers Health show, I'm going to start it right after that. I do a lot of stuff with Tenkar. He's another friend, and we do collabs together, and we're always, anyways, he's a good dude. A lot of you guys know him, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are subscribed to his channel. He loves BX. I love AD&D. We do collabs, and they come together on that. But Mondays they come out. Matter of fact, this Monday is one where we're talking about more pressure in the dungeon crawl. So stay tuned to that. I think it has to do with this one's about reaction, using reaction to add pressure. So anyway, so after his Gamers Health, we're going to end that and start my live stream, and he's going to jump on, and we're going to have another hangout session, because the Saturday hangout sessions like this is more just to really, I would say that let me just go there really quick. Is I want a gaming community, right? I love the gaming community, and I want this to be us, and so it's the DM and Friends. Realistically, anybody, if you want to come on, you're welcome to come on Saturday night and shoot it with us, you know. But next week, yeah, will be Eric Tenkar. And so, yeah, it's kind of a that open forum show that we're doing live stream. But yeah, so he'll be on there. We're going to talk about some BX. We're going to talk about some AD&D. You know, he's got roots in that. Yeah, Blair is exactly right. Blair says more interactive with your community and channel subscribers. Yeah, it is as much as I am not able to keep up with you guys on the chat because I squirrel. I'll look over here and I look over. I'm seeing my cat over here. Look, there's my cat on the table. There he is with his little red. You know, so I look around and, you know, I miss you guys in the chat. So I try to. But anyways, that's what Saturday's for. But anyway, so and then the following Monday, yeah, so thank you guys for being here. I love it. I really love it. I really love it. And as you guys know, and I've said this many times before, I owe you guys my life. I really, really do. And that is a real statement coming from me, because if you guys knew where I was a year ago, yeah, and that's why I started this channel. I feel like the gaming community kind of huddled around me. My friends in it, Stephen Clemens being one of them, and pulled me out of this darkness that I had going on. And so I owe the community. I owe the community my life, and it's a debt that I feel like I have. It is an absolute debt. So that's why I formed this, and it's really just to give back. And you know, and I know that, you know, and maybe someday we'll talk about some of these deeper things, you know, because I know a lot of you guys are going through that stuff too, man. And it's good to talk about it. I mean, you know, bottling things up, not good. I tried it, not good. So, and I was almost forced to by people that just freaking flooded around me and to get me out of that funk. And yeah. So anyways, that's really why I started this channel. It was just to you know, to give back in some sort of way. And it just coincides with the fact that I love first edition D&D. Love it. Love it. You guys know, if those of you guys have been on this for this journey with me since, and I see your question, it was October. I've been thinking about it for 2 years, and I finally took the plunge in October. And yeah, that was pretty, you know, yeah. So that's it in a nutshell, man. That's yeah. So thank you guys so much for being here. I squirreled, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah. Blair says, and I've actually talked about this. Blair Blur 4566, which she is awesome, guys. I'll tell you a little bit more about her, you know, in a minute. But she's I've heard this a couple times. I think we should do a mental health episode and really talk about, you know, the struggles people have and they get through, and you do it, you know, through community. You know, it's tough to do it to yourself. I mean, I don't know a lot of people that have returned from the darkness, you know, with only themselves. I mean, it's a tough thing to do. You know, sometimes it's, yeah, but, yeah. So anyways, so next week, so anyways, thank you guys again. Yeah, so after Jim on Thursday and Tenkar will be on Saturday. I don't remember what Monday is. I could probably pull it up on the screen here. But Bill Barsh will be coming on, Paysender Games. I love that dude. Super cool guy. And I'm gonna, you know, he's a BX dude, and he is a super cool dude. But yeah, we're gonna get him on here, and and talk some. I want to talk to him about the Venger modules, and I know he's got another Kickstarter that's coming up. He's going to be talking about too, but I want to grill him on some of his, because I love the D&D cartoon, back in the 80s, the kids and Dungeon Master and Venger, and so he wrote a couple modules that continued that path, and I want to talk to him about that. I'll pull up my copies of them, and we'll talk about him and his inspiration for that. Yeah, Bill Barsh is a super cool dude. Like I think number one, he's a gamer and loves the gaming community too. And he also, he's a veteran too. And I love talking to him about some of those aspects in his life. I don't know if we'll talk too much about that, but get an opportunity. But the D&D cartoon modules, I want to just talk to him about. I think they're amazing. So, So Bill Barsh is going to be then, and then we'll have another hangout. Like I said, I don't remember what Monday is, but. And then after that, working on getting that following Monday. I think let me see what the date is on that. The 11th. I haven't got a confirmation yet. He did say he would come on, but we're trying to figure out the date. But I'm going to get Jay Scott on here, and another authority of Greyhawk. You guys know, those of you guys that Lord Gasumba. So he's going to be coming on here. We're going to chat, and I'm going to pick his Greyhawk brain. So, so, and then after that, Anna Meyer is going to be coming on again too. So, we're figuring the date on there. So we got a couple, and there's more too. And then I think that'll be bleeding into North Texas. So we'll be doing some lives there. Couple collabs there too, hanging out at North Texas, which I will get to as it I want to talk about you can stare long into the abyss also stares into you. Yeah, that's true, Mark. Woo, man. Yeah. So Rex Young says, is Venger still DM's Dungeon Master's son? I don't know, man. We'll find out from Bill. How's that? I think there was a version that he was, or it was in the cartoon. I think he said it. It was my failure or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. So North Texas will be coming up. I'll be running Boot Hill in North Texas. I have some of my setup up here. I need to pack. I'm working out a couple of different scenarios, and I need to pack all that up and get it ready. I need to write up a couple things for North Texas still and get some time to do that. But so, and let me see what we got here. So interesting thing. I do see Blair Blur in here, and I wanted to give a shout out to her because those of you guys that have been in this channel, she's a huge supporter of the channel, and going to be, if I'm not mistaken, Blair, you've never played D&D, or you have? Why don't you tell me in the chat? Tabletop TNT Tabletop Tavern. You've been working on your intro video for your show. Wow. Since 11 a.m. Wow, that's a long time. Jeez. I don't do any intros on my stuff. It's I don't know if you guys, those of you guys have seen my videos. I'm just raw with it. I don't do any editing. For me, it's not. No, I just can't do it. Spoiler, Rex. The Greyhawk, Dragon's Graveyard episode where the kids tell Dungeon Master enough's enough, and they're going to kill Venger is good. It's a moment where DM calls Venger my son. Yeah. I totally remember that episode. That actually, interesting fact about that episode almost got banned from TV because they said it was too dark and the themes were, I don't know, Google it. RPG Grandma, good night. Need to go. All right. Night all. Thanks for jumping on. Appreciate you jumping on the channel and the live stream. Thank you so much for coming on. Yeah, this episode, and I don't remember what episode exactly it was, but it was called the Dragon's Graveyard. They almost pulled it from CBS, I think. It was Google it. There's all kinds of articles on it. Just sub to you. I'll check the channel out later tonight. All right, awesome. Fracking Cylon. Good to see you, man. I'm glad you're here. So yeah, I was gonna say if any of you guys are going to North Texas, and Blair, if you're still on here, I know she's been stating in some of the last live streams that it's your maiden voyage to a con, right, Blair? And it's also going to be one of your first times doing D&D, I think. So okay, here we go. She's here. Never had ever played. Sorry for the delay. Working. Oh, you're working and watching. Awesome. Awesome. Pretty cool. Yeah. So, yeah, if you're going to be in North Texas, maybe we can get her. I know you mentioned last live stream, you're looking for somebody to DM. You should, you guys reach out to her and maybe get her in a game. She's going to North Texas. Correct, she says. Just okay. Thanks. Tabletop Tavern is here. Thanks for the volunteer. Okay. Let me see. We got breadth and depth of good discussions. All right. Well, anything else, guys? I think we're getting ready to sign off here. This was fun. Okay, I can't do both North Texas and CNY. Had to pick. Roger twisted my arm. All right. Well, have fun at CNY. I might try to make it there sometime, but North Texas I'll never miss. North Texas is my con. How would they reach out to me, nerd? Okay. Question mark. I don't know. Maybe throw your number in there. I don't know. Maybe on the next live stream. Yeah, CNYCon. I don't heard a lot of great stuff about it, but does it happen at the same time as North Texas? Tabletop Tavern, TNT Abletop Tavern, Tennessee Tabletop Tavern. Yeah, I don't know much about it, so. All right. Well, you guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna probably sign off here, and thank you guys. Another kind of shameless plug. It's next weekend. Oh, okay, next weekend. Yeah, so they're not on the same time. All right. Maybe I'll make it down there sometime. I heard a lot of great stuff. Yes, I know that's you, Death Angel Shadow. I know you are also Tabletop Tavern. Yeah. I was gonna say kind of a shameless plug. I've been in the response to this series of videos, I've been calling it the Weird Gear Chronicles. I'm doing a series of how to use weird gear to maybe new schoolers, how we used stuff in the old school. See you later, man. Thanks for jumping on. Okay. Check out some of the latest the playlist called the Weird Gear Chronicles. I just did one today on iron spikes and hammers. Last week was the 10-foot pole. And I really been appreciating all the comments and back and forth on it. So yeah, check it out. And then Monday I got a collab with collaborate video with Tenkar on reaction rules and how that applies pressure. So check those videos out. He does a really good job on the BX side, and I'm taking it from the AD&D side. So yeah, I'm getting a lot of what's interesting too. I'm getting a lot of the hopes for these videos are, that you'll find ways of applying pressure. For me, I'll just say, for me, as I'm a raw AD&D dungeon master, and I love applying tension and different pressure in the game, right? Because just figure out. I feel like if the players just have a walk in the park, it's kind of a boring, hack and slash from room to room to room to room. First thing you do is roll initiative. Well, if you add reaction to that, maybe it's not combat initiative all the time, right? Or if there's a resource, hey, see you later, Matt Nerdy. Maybe if you have resources that are being drained, that's a form of pressure. Time, wandering monsters. I think these are things that are lacking in some other systems, right? I don't need to point fingers at any of them, but I think they're kind of lacking. So that's where I'm kind of double downing on, because I really like adding that to my game, and I've been doing it for years. So but the responses from that is, wow, I'm going to try that, or I'm going to try that, I'm going to try this, or whatever. And it's been super fun. Like, I love answering questions for, stuff like that. So yeah, been really cool. So yeah, check them out. Yeah, everybody's responding. There you go, Blair. She said, how do I get a hold of it? There you go. There's your answers from people. Any advice on how to best learn how to become a better DM? Rex Young. That is a great question. So if you're a subscriber to my channel, what I suggest you do, I have a playlist on there that is called How to Be a Better Dungeon Master. And I go through various pieces of advice, how to deal with this, how to deal with that, how to deal. I do things in there of like how to, deal with player spotlight. If one person is hogging the game, I do things of, what if you have a player that is, giving everybody a bad time? How do you handle that? Depending on what system, I focus on AD&D, but if you're playing, even if you're playing 5e or OD&D or BX, all these procedures all work in role playing. So it's kind of system agnostic. These, even though I focus on AD&D, you can take bits and pieces. So go on there, Rex Young, and check out the playlist I have in there on how to be a better dungeon master, and just go in there and check out, and pick the ones that ignore the ones you don't like and pick the ones you do, and you can do that. Another thing I would say is, I'll put up my link to my Discord channel. If you're on Discord, join on there. I have a whole group of DMs on there that love giving advice out. So you just ask questions. If you have a very specific question that you want to ask, just go on there and feel free. Nobody's going to laugh at you. Nobody's going to say, what a dumb question that is. No, that's not what that channel is about. So I have the Discord channel. I'll put it up here. Yeah, go on there. We got some great people on there. It's so much fun. There's a section for memes. There's a section for Ask the Dungeon Master. There's a section for, like, we talk about Boot Hill in there. We talk about Star Wars in there. If you have any kind of questions, just go on there. If you're on Discord, check it out, and join. And obviously it's free to join. There's no you know, it's a fun place to just hang out and ask questions. And trust me, a lot of the people that are in here are, you know, on there answering questions, throwing out ideas. That's what this whole thing that you're in right now is about. It's about community. It's about the gaming community. I freaking love Dungeons and Dragons. I love role-playing games. I love you guys. And so that's what we do. We help each other. And, you know, sure, there's a couple bad apples out there that want to be, you know, especially if you go to Reddit or something like that, whatever, you know, but that's not what this place is for. This place is for helping each other. All right. Let me see. Rex Long says how to deal with players that are rules lawyering or intentionally breaking your world building or breaking the PC's teamwork, chaotic evil back. Dude, I have videos on that. Go on there and check it out, Rex. Seriously. Shark YQ5RP says chomp chomp. Chomp chomp. I love it, dude. That's super cool. Yeah, there, but anyways, go on the Discord, and that's where I recommend right now. It's you know, you can ask questions in here. Sometimes I'll miss them. Some of the community will answer them, but go on there if you want more of a kind of a you know, slower paced answers. Yeah, Rex Young, that is a fracking silence says that's a complex question, dude. That is a complex question, and you know, and that comes up. Like I've had to, and I did videos on this because I was going through something, and I learned for how I handled this situation. You know what I mean? I learned, and I wanted to pass it on to you guys. You know, so you know how to deal with rules lawyering. I mean, that's a big one. You know, I did a video on that, and it's funny. I did it really for myself because it was a super big reminder for me, like how to handle, you know, I did one video. I think it's titled how to handle, what was it called again? How to handle disruptive players. And there's a lot of really great tips in there that I use today because it happens in your dungeon mastering career. You're going to run into things like that. It's inevitable because everybody has an idea on how, you know, how the game's played and this and that. And, you know, so, you know, there's some tips in there. Check it out, dude. Seriously, check it out. I think you'll have a good, I think you'll have a good good experience. Yeah, get on there and yeah, and if you go into Discord, you and me can chat. We can get on. I'll easily, if you want, we can get on. What are they called? The voice or video channels too, and I'll help you out in any way I can. So, yeah. Yeah. Worst thing is running into a realm where the player is walking encyclopedia in that realm. Yeah. I mean, it's tough. It's tough, but you know, there's a lot of things. For me, it's all about expectations. It's all about boundaries. It's all about knowing how to handle those situations when they arise and when to deal with them. You know what I mean? And then, you know, I've done a video too on the hard decision of, you know, hey, this might not be for you. You might not, you know, if this person doesn't mesh with your group, you might have to cut ties. And I've done that been doing this, I don't know, so maybe since the early 80s. I say 1981, where I've been running games. I've had to do it, voice channel. Yeah. I've had to do it. I've had to cut ties with players, you know, and they were friends, you know. It's like, dude, you don't vibe with this group, you know. And I've had to do it. So I put a couple tips and pointers and ways that I've handled it. All I can do is pass on my experience. Doesn't mean that I'm the ultimate authority on how to handle situations, because I will tell you what, 9 times out of 10, I learn from a situation and I usually handle it wrong and I come back. I mean, I don't know if that's the right number, but like a recent experience, like I handled it totally wrong on a very kind of rules lawyering. I did a video, yeah. Anyways, and it was totally wrong how I handled it, even though the situation was, I should have handled it differently. But it was a super big learning experience for me, and I've now kind of moved forward, knowing that I need to stop, listen, and learn a certain, in certain situations, and not just because I'm Italian, man, and I have a pilot lit that is lit all the time. All you got to do is blow on that, and you know what I mean. And I allow that to happen. So, so next time it happens, I'm going to take my own advice and handle it differently. So learn from others, and yeah, see, let me see what we got. See what happened. We thought the show was ending, but we are really getting the good shit now. I thought you left, dude, which I'm so glad that you're here, man. I'm so glad that you're here. Yeah, so that's why I do this. I'm not doing things for production value. You can see that if any of you guys have watched stuff like this, it's all, I don't have an outline. You know what I did for this show? I wrote down that one video that I clowned Steven on. That was the only bullet point I had for today's show, and that was it. That one right there. All right. I love the impromptu, just, let's just talk about gaming. And, we've all loved gaming so much that we can talk about it all the time. And, there's always great questions that conversations we can have. With Joe and Steven and, Chris is on here a lot too. These are great guys, man, that have a lot of experience. I like to learn from others. That's why I think I always ask, like, what's your DMing style, and what, how would you handle this situation? What did you think about this? And I love that. So, yeah, Tommy LeBlanc. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, Tommy LeBlanc says, play and have fun. That's that's the big thing, man. We're here to have fun. And if it stops being fun, then we're doing something wrong. And, that's when you gotta kind of step back and think about, okay, what's going on here? You know what I mean? So if it's an abrasive kind of thing, yeah, talk to other people. Like, you don't have to always, I will say this, use other people as sounding boards, and that's why I refer you to the Discord channel. Like, you go over there and ask, because you don't have to always think it in, keep it trapped in here and try to figure it out in here. I think that's kind of the worst place to really, in a lot of, not every situation, but in a lot of situations, better to get, I like to ask, I have a very specific group of guys that if I have a problem, whether it's life, D&D, gaming, anything, I talk to somebody, and then I'll talk to another person, and then I'll gather the data, and then I'll make a decision. That's what I do. And I'm just saying, that's what I do. That's so it's good to have good sounding boards, in life and in gaming. How do I deal with this dude that's, got his head stuck on his phone the whole game all the time, blah, 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 blah. It's kind of a disrespectful thing, right? What are you doing to cause that? Or what are you going to do to handle that? So talk to other people and see how they've dealt with it before. You know what I mean? That's just a kind of a situation, I don't know. I don't know if that was a good example. Was that a good example? Probably not. But, yeah, you like good characters. Tommy says he likes good characters. Yeah, I generally do like good campaigns. I've DM'd some campaigns where we had evil parties and stuff. It's interesting, but it's really what your gaming style. It's really about that. Happy to see you too, man. Yeah. Steven was great to have on my show last Sunday. Great. And I'm glad you had him on there. Yeah, it was a good show. I watched it. Shark said, as DM, gatekeep hard and don't tolerate morons. Yeah. You know, it's about boundaries. It really is. Stress the critical importance of loyalty and teamwork. They fail at that and bad things happen. Yeah. Yeah. That's Shark. That is classic pressure, tension, consequences. I'm a firm believer in my games are all about that. You know, it doesn't mean that I'm a hard DM, but your world that you're running in can't be stagnant. It has to be able to react to different choices and decisions. And I am a firm believer in that. You know, I talk about it quite a bit. You know, here we do, you know, on the live streams and on long form videos. I think, you know, I mean, I'm just not a big fan of having a game that is just point A, point B, point C. You know, a decision should have a result, not just, oh, you know what, doesn't really matter what we decide here because we're going over here. You know what I mean? Or the result's always going to be over here. So good comments, guys. You either get a consensus or you get a variety of opinions and draw your own conclusions. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, Frack, I tell them at character creation, don't make an evil character or just lure morons. They won't survive long. Yeah, you know, in my current campaign, and I don't know, some of you guys might know this, some of you might not, but I run a Greyhawk campaign every Wednesday night. We have a really awesome group. I think we have 6, 7, and we're bringing on another player. So I think 7 players. We had a recent thing where one of the players got very confrontational in the group and attacked another one, and you know, it ended bad. So to me, the group that are in this game almost need to, but I've seen it where, you know, you don't always have a cooperative play, but almost need to survive to a reactive world. You know, there's going to be decisions that are made that, you know, just you're going to need to band together to survive, you know, whether you like each other or not, you know. And yeah, so I see a question here from Tommy LeBlanc. Are you asking how to start a game first time with players? Wow. How to start a game first time with players? Well, the first thing that I would say is come up with your world. Come up with your world. Some of you guys in the chat can probably answer this too. Sorry, let me get a drink. I've been talking a lot. Well, do you have players? Do you have players already, Tommy? And Mark the Shark says, in games I run one requirement I have of many players, and that is that their alignment is somewhat good. Okay, yeah, because my daughter hates because she prefers chaotic neutral. Chaotic neutral. Conan, talk to people. Excellent advice. Yeah. J. Paul Hendricks, I've seen you before, man. Thanks for being on, dude. Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it, dude. Let me put you up here. Talk to people. That's the key, man. Talk to people. Talk to people. Talk to people. Get other people's opinions, because one thing about the gaming community, guys, I hope you guys can hear me. I'm talking a little lower. Is that there's a lot of experience in there, and everybody's got a different experience. So learn from it. Learn from everybody's experience, because if you are narrow-minded to where you don't want to learn from other experience, you're only learning for your own. And that's kind of narrow. You know what I mean? There's so much more out there. Open yourself to other people's experiences and how they do things. That's how I've kind of designed and taken a little bit from that's even talked about tonight. There's a thing in Adventures Dark and Deep that I took from Joe. Take from over here, take from over there. You don't always have to figure it out yourself. You know what I mean? Let me see. Talk to Pete. Okay. Fracking Cylon says, Tommy, another big question with a lot of answers. Find something you would enjoy running and present the idea to your great advice, Fracking Cylon. Yes. Find something that you would you enjoy running and present the idea to your players and just go for it. Exactly. You're not going to fail. You're not going to fail. You're going to have a good time. I know you are. Yeah, it's one thing that I've talked a little bit about this, and I want to really double click on it. Old school games, right? And I'm just going to talk old school because right now, get out of the mindset that you're a storyteller. Get into the mindset that you're a referee in the world. Okay. That's kind of my thought on this. Let the players tell the story. Provide a setting, provide a situation, and let them run with it. Sometimes they will pull it into areas and things and bring you into that you never even thought of. But realistically, these are the players. These are the ones that are driving the story. All you have to do is know a couple things. And I keep saying this, but I kind of did a video on this because I'm a light prep DM. So you got to know your world, right? You got to know the factions that are in it and what their motivations are. You got to know the NPCs and their names, right? Names are important. And then just provide some type of, you come into town or hey, there's, rumors of this. Let them run with that. And then just improvise and improv it and run with it. I think that's kind of the best way to run. You don't put too much on it. Don't put so much on it that you're, if you have expectations going into the game, your players, if they're good players, are going to screw you every time. Every single time they're going to screw you because, you're going to set up this crazy trap on the door and their job is what? To figure out to get around it, right? So what if they figure it out and the explosion doesn't go off, right? And your expectation was this is going to happen, right? So you don't want that to kind of build into some type of a, I expected this. Well, now you have a resentment over like, I'll get them next time. No, let it flow with it, man. If your players get around a trap that you're doing, or they come up with a totally different way to go instead of, the way you thought, roll with it. Roll with it. That's a story. And now they're telling the story. You're not the story. You're just refereeing what's happening when they make a choice, when they make a decision to do this. You're a referee for it. You're not. Do you know what I mean? You find your niche. But I love that what Fracking Cylon said right here is just find something that you would enjoy running, present the idea, and to your players, and then just go for it. And let them and let them drive it. God, I'm so behind in the comments here. Yeah, thanks. That's great advice, Fracking Cylon. Tommy says, been around the block. Finding players in real life is my biggest challenge. Dude, it's tough. Second is getting schedules to align. Yeah, that's tough too. My group is online. We all used to, when I lived in LA, we'd all come. There would be 7, 8 of us every Wednesday night at 6:00. And we'd all be in my gaming room. This isn't obviously, this isn't it because I'm in Montana now, but we'd all be around that table, rolling dice, eating pizza, drinking Dr. Pepper, and other things and whatever. And I love face-to-face games. Well, then when I moved, we all went online. So, you know, I was fortunate enough. I had kind of an established group that I was running, and we all just went online. I hate running games online. I really do, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? You know, I'm more of a face-to-face DM because I like seeing, you know, I like smelling the pizza and, you know, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's tough to find players. You know, it really is. You know, one thing you can do is go on Discord channels that have a little thing that says find players, or there's some Facebook groups that you can go on looking for players. Put it out there, you know. Let me see, been around. Okay, asking people to play, just asking for help. People play. Yeah, just asking for help. People play. The internet makes things easier. Yeah. However, there's a big difference between in real life and online games. Yeah, dude, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yep. Love that, Nick. Fracking. Love that. Fracking. LOL. Yep. I love that, Mark the Shark. You can learn as much from a bad example as you can from a good one. The trick is being able to recognize the difference. Yes, dude. Totally. Headless, good to see you, man. Good to see you here. I've seen you before and I appreciate you being on, man. Totally. Yeah, very good advice. He says, thank you, man. Tennessee Tabletop says the very first advice I learned when I first DM was that if you expect players to zig, yep, they will zag. That is totally the truth. Yeah, getting comfortable with being able to ad lib and improv is something that will take some time. Yeah, it totally is. Yeah. You just got to do it. It's like riding a bike. I mean, you fell a couple of times, but you know, you just got to keep going. Yeah. Yeah. Minimal prep and tons of improv is really fun, dude. Yes, I am a self-proclaimed light prep DM. And I kind of gave you guys what I do. I start with the world. It's an easy world to do it in because it's Greyhawk. It's already got a lot of lore. Doesn't mean I use all of it, but I'll pick an area. I need to know what the factions are doing around there. I need to know what the NPCs' names are and what their motivations are. No motivations, and you know, a timeline, and you know, a situation, and then run with it. Dude, my current group have, you know, they're I would say that they have 9 times out of 10 went another direction that I've ever even thought they would go. And it's fun. It's fun because as a DM, let me tell you guys this. And yeah, I can talk. I we were supposed to end. So as a DM, I want to have as much fun as you guys are, the players. I have as much fun. Like every night when we're done, you know, in our session, I'm like, dude, that was a lot of fun. You know, everybody says, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Or they say, no, you're that was a horrible time, you know. But I love running games, refereeing games. That's like one of the, I mean, that's like, seriously, that's the DM should have as much fun too. And yeah, so practice makes perfect. God, look at these great comments. Being able to adjust on the fly. If players are slicing through your monsters like a hot knife through butter, don't be afraid to ramp up the HP, even max it or increase the numbers. Yeah, you know, I you know, if they ramping through stuff easily, it's all about the dice, man. It's all random. I use reaction. I use morale. I use you know, all that stuff. So really, when you add reaction to things, it really changes the dynamic of a fight. It really does, because not, you know, I think one big kind of thing that really makes D&D monotonous, or can, is you open a door, you see goblins, you roll for initiative, right? Well, if the referee pauses and says, wait a minute, I'm going to roll a reaction, or the parties, instead of just running in and attacking, they wait for a second. stop, listen, and learn, then maybe there's a reaction roll. Maybe those goblins don't want to fight. Maybe they want to find a way out of here. You know, maybe they want to, maybe they're hungry and they want, and they would love to trade all this gold for whatever, for food. So you can always kind of run with that, you know, put yourself in the monster's place. Okay. Put yourself in their place. Not every monster wants to die and is willing to die because of, you know, for this 20 by 20 foot room. It's unrealistic. Add a little bit of realism in your game and a little bit of randomness. You know, the dice determine what happens and the player's choices. But yeah, I always kind of live by that. So, let me see. Okay, absolutely, my friend. Referee, the players will weave the story as they go. Shark says, this is a good one. Storytelling as embraced in modern eras is merely prancing for theater, emo kids, and failed novelists. Okay. Dreg's one of the guys on the Discord channel that will answer a lot of questions. He's really, really, really good. This dude is super cool. There's a couple guys on here. It's Mark the Sharks on here. I hear a lot of chatter from. There's a couple other, but they'll answer. We'll all answer your questions. The DM presents a world and reacts to player action or inaction. Players want stuff that they can acquire in the world. Yes. Don't tell Joe the lawyer. LOL. Yep. Okay. I'm harsh on modern softly gaming, crying about DMing. I started DMing at 10 or 11 years old with DMG. Yeah, I did too. Dice and paper are far less than what we people have today at their fingertips. Dude, you know, it's funny, Shark. Yeah, I started in 81 and I started with those books right here. You know, the Player's Handbook, DMG, Monster Manual. I think at that time, I want to say BX was out too. But there wasn't a lot. I mean, it's interesting. Like there wasn't the internet, you know, to get something or to go and see, oh, the wow, Greyhawk Folio. What is this? You know, I had to go to the gaming store and you know, at that time I wasn't buying complete, you know, built out worlds, you know. I mean, that obviously came a lot later, but we would just do our own little maps and build our own world, you know. And a lot of my influence was, you know, Lord of the Rings and, you know, that kind of stuff. I'm sure it was for everybody. Yeah. So, you know, it's interesting. Like to me today, I think is a little bit tougher, but also easier because there's so much information out there. If I want to find out a little nitbit about, let's say, I don't know, the Carn Hills, in Greyhawk, right? I could just Google it and it'll come up on, Greyhawk Online or something in Cannon Fire or something like that. But, we had to make that stuff up, it's just, I think it's good in that sense, but it's also, there's information overload right now. You could really, so part of the advice I would give that, you that was asking a question too, is make it simple. Don't get all complicated and try to put 50 pages of backstory, 50 pages of lore. Just start with the situation, man. Easy. Boom. It'll develop from there. Do you guys agree with that? Because if you start putting so much stuff into it, you're gonna drive yourself nuts. Number one, the players are not going to go those ways anyways. And you know what I mean? It's there's a lot of prep involved there. It's not, players. Okay. Wow, it's really, really great comments here, guys. Mythia, really love the chat. Okay. Legion of Myth yet? Okay, let me see. Versuit, have you been on Legion of Myth yet? I'm sure they would love to chat. I don't know what that is. Sorry. Is this for Britain Von Doom? You're asking about, have you been on Legion of Myth yet? I don't know what that is. Sorry. Becoming a good DM is a skill that takes time, reading, and experience. Everyone starts out lame, but eventually you get better. I like that. That's so funny. Joyler spends more hours a day than weeks prepping. Yeah, he's a heavy prep DM. He's done videos on it too, and we've debated about it a little bit. But yeah, he said that everybody's got their own style. I'm just telling you what mine is because that's just my experience, and also with talking with others, kind of coming up with my own formula. You know what I mean? Yeah. LOM is interesting. Okay. In early days, we would order pizza. The gang would say, "Shark, you're smart and awesome, dude. Just run us in your crazy world, brother." Very little needed, just basic stuff and high enthusiasm. That's awesome. Wow. Oh, Agile, you're still hanging on. I love it. I want to bring up your thing for EggCon real quick here. While we still got, wow, a lot of people still in here. Thank you guys for being on, man. And listening to me ramble. That is Max's channel. Yeah, I don't know that one. Sorry. Yeah, he's pretty interesting. He says Tabletop Tavern. Okay. Yeah, I do want to, for all you veterans out there, I want to show this. Agile is doing a thing with EggCon this year. I want to bring this up every live stream that I do. So I'm gonna bring it up today. But yeah, Agile's veterans helping veterans has partnered with EggCon this year to provide complimentary 4-day badges to EggCon 3. So reach out to him, you guys. And he is Agile Monk at iCloud.com. I'll put that in the chat right now. Yeah, email him and he will hook you up with that and give you more details and more information. But yeah, thank you so much, Agile, for doing that. That's a big thing for me because I love the support of veterans, and I think it's our duty to support them, especially the disabled vet. I mean, any vet. I have a lot of them in my family. But yeah, .com. Here we go. That's his email address, guys. All right. Well, should I babble more or should we shut this down? Yeah. Those of you guys, if you don't, if you're new to this channel, the DM and Friends, and you're viewing from another, Stevens or Greyhawk Grognard's channel, come over here and subscribe to the DM and Friends, and check out us. Join us in the live streams that I do. Check out some of the videos that I do for AD&D. I'm kind of a AD&D, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. That's what I believe in. So yeah, check out some of the stuff going on there. And those of you guys too that aren't subscribed to their channels, go and check them out. Agile Monk, okay. There's another great guest. Yeah, Agile is the best. I'm lighting a fine cigar right now. I'm lighting up a fine cigar. Yeah, Tennessee Tabletop Tavern. Yeah, it's Steven was on there, I think last week. Tennessee Tabletop Tavern. Yeah. Thanks for being so verbose in this channel today, and I love your participation, man. Thank you so much. Here's to swimming with bow-legged women. All right, I like it. What's the summary? All right. Well, you want to hear a summary, Dreg? Oh man, Discord is blowing up right now too. What is happening? Yeah. And the other thing too, guys, so we just did the last Thursday. I just did so a little bit about the DM and Friends. This journey that I'm on with this. I'm having so much fun. I really appreciate just everybody, 100%. And I've just been having so much fun. I mean, as you can tell, and I love chatting with you all. If you so choose, I did open up recently the ability to become a member here, and I'm working on how to get some more perks lined up where it's more behind the scenes stuff. Maybe videos that come out early or members only stuff. I kind of don't know about that yet, but anyway, but one thing I'm doing is every month I've been kind of doing a drawing for modules. This was the last one that I gave out, and this is DM Greg was actually the winner of this, and he told me to hold on to it because I'm going to see it at a con instead of yeah. Shark. Instead of sending it, I'm gonna bring it to him. But I don't know what this month's gonna be, and I got all these guys right here. So I'm gonna just randomly kind of try to figure out which one I'm gonna give out for the month of May. I mean, I got so many. Look at that. I've also the Drow. They're really good ones. Yeah. But I there's the Night of the Walking Dead. I was looking for this bad boy. Yeah, this is one of my favorite Ravenloft modules, and that's what that poster is that I drew up there. Is the world the I was looking for this the other night when somebody asked me. But anyways, so I'm trying to figure out what I might do a poll to see what should be the next module that I do on the giveaway. I might go back to Palace of the Silver Princess. But yeah, we'll figure it out. But that's one of the perks for being a member here. I try to do a drawing once a month, and then there was one live stream where I did a couple. And by the way, those will be in the mail soon. Yeah. So if you choose to, consider becoming a member to the channel, it really helps out the channel, helps out to keeping the doors open. And this is this is a fun venture for me. So and I do work. I have a job, and so extracurricularly, is that the word? Is that the right word? Is what I'm doing this, and it's a lot of fun. I super forming this community. I'm blown away by you guys. Super blown away. Here comes the comments about the goth girls. I love it. And we'll check out the channel if I bear. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, Drake, what's the summary? I guess I skipped over that. For your Bluten von Doom, thank you so much for subbing today. Appreciate it. If my beer supply lasts, might have to do it tomorrow. Time and liver permitting. Wow. And yes, they are. Yes. Shark says he ran a group of 8 Marines when he was in the Corps. Fun. Yeah, dude, I know so many people that played D&D when they were in the service. Yeah, that's super, super cool. Well, all right, you guys. Well, this was a lot of fun hanging out. I see there's still a lot of people on. We got 28 still between all the channels. But I think I'm going to wrap up. So tomorrow I'm recording the video, part 3 of the Weird Gear Chronicles. I'm going to dive deep into the use of chalk. So I did do a post on there, and if any of you guys want to get on, there's a post on YouTube. If any of you guys have interesting uses for chalk, because I think chalk is pretty. It was one of the things that is kind of identified as a weird piece of gear that us old schoolers had. If any of you guys have a good use of it, and I'm going to put it in the video, I have a post on YouTube. Okay. It's the last post I did. And I say, you guys give me some ideas because I want to put them in the video. Because I have a list that I have, but if you guys have something that's different, I want to put it in. So go on. I mean, please go on there and add your ideas, and I'll put them in the source of calcium fiber. Yeah. Yeah. It's also good for mapping. I mean, there's all kinds of uses. So, hey, thank you, Shark. Appreciate it. And I think you're joining from Greyhawk Grognard's channel. Thanks for jumping on, dude. That's really cool. I appreciate you being here, Shark. Yeah, if you guys don't mind, go on to that post and put your ideas in there, because tomorrow I'll do the video, and I'll add your idea to the video, because I think there's so much, and I'm going to do that every week. Runic Man, yes, put that on there, dude. Because I'll forget. Yes, yeah, there's another one. Yeah, put that on there, because it really helps me to kind of I'm putting all the ideas together, and I'm going to do this deep dive into chalk. And then, last one was spikes. So every week I'm going to put a post, and I want to hear from you guys, even though the last couple of videos, there's been like all kinds of cross talk about different uses of different things, especially that first video. Dude, I can't even keep them all together. There's so many. So yeah, I'd love to hear of your guys' use of chalk in the dungeon crawl. Let me see. Great stream, enjoyed it. Thanks, Mark the Shark. You're the best, dude. Fracking Cylon, thanks, dude. Runic Magic Spells, I love you all, even the lurkers. Yes, I love you guys too. Seriously. Hey, the voice chat is restricted on the Discord channel. Okay, well, I will open that up. If you're on there, I will open it to people that are, because when you go on Discord, it attaches a role to DM and Friends. I'll open that up. Make sure there should be a DM and Friends voice chat. After this, I'll go check it out with you. All right. You can't talk. Probably because, I don't know, maybe I have something set up wrong. We use it quite a bit. 1981, man, what a year. You need to open one. You need an opened one. We do have an opened one in there. We all chat in it. So maybe there's something wrong with your role. All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to sign off, dude. Oh my God, there's still 31 people. I feel bad. Yeah, I'm an admin in a dozen Discords. Yeah, you're the 50th person that has asked to be an admin there. I need somebody to be an admin on the Discord. Yeah, you guys. So thank you so much. I think I'm going to really exit this time. Thank you guys so much for being on tonight. And we'll do this again soon. And, take care of each other, and take care of yourself, and God bless. Game on. You guys take care, everybody. Bye-bye.